3, let's go.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus vortex flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the home of India's esports itself, the Esports Club, as we present LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial. Gaming partner Intel. Intel delivers the best gaming value through delivering the best overall gaming performance. And do let us know about your gaming performance with the Intel processors with the hashtag Game with Intel, and of course apparel partner 656, making sure that we always look fly here at the Esports Club. Joining me today is Tanya to enjoy one of the last few days of the group stage. How you been, Tanya? What are you looking forward to today?
Well, today True Rippers versus Valor is the match happening, and True Rippers have got a good momentum set. Yesterday, winning by 2-0 is a very good start. Indeed, it is a very good end for the day, and that is going to create some more strong moments for the day as well. Talking about Team Valor, they also have been spotted in top six of the leaderboard of their very own respective group, which is Group A for the day.
Yeah, so this match will mean a decent bit for them to stay relevant. Of course, True Rippers now in the top three, right? They need to make sure that they hold strong to that podium position. Yeah, with the way they performed yesterday, there is a little bit of doubt considering their performance on Icebox. It almost went to throw Rippers for a second, but they managed to control it in overtime. A couple of nice decisive decisions managed them to secure the map. Like you said, a 2-0. Again, today, it's a new day. It's a different day. Let's see what they have to offer. Again, we have Team Valor, right? Team Valor is a team with a lot of potential, but we've not seen that potential translated into success and victory as much as of yet. Let's quickly head to the MVP standings to see who stands ahead of the crowd, and let's see if. Oh, yeah, I was expecting Raw-Fuel to still be there. Of course, from the side of True Rippers, we might have the chance that finally Paradox can push his way, but it's still gonna be a little time. Of course, Hammy in position 3 and Smoka. This Reckoning lineup is looking scary already, Tanya. If Smoker continues to deliver, he can make sure that he adds on to his tally. Maybe Raw Fuel ain't gonna feel that much more safe as we progress through the season in this gauntlet.
Let's see what happens because here with only 5 kills for the buffer on position 2 and 1, and it is True Rippers player on position 2. So it is going to be the dethronation happening of the player Raw Fuel because you have never spotted it. This man beyond number 1, below number 1, he has been there since ages of the season 4 has started. So something might be disruptive, might have a little bit of change, but is it going to be today should be the question. Talking about Raw Fuel, good performances. Coming back to True Rippers, let's see if Icebox map is in the line for the day, in the veto for the day, because if not, I think they're still safe and set. We very well know, OG, that they've got very good hand on the map of Ascent and Heaven.
Yeah, yesterday we also got to see 2-2-0, so I'm not
Mm.
sure what I expect today. Of course, yesterday's True Rippers game, it did come close even on Breeze, where a couple of occasions you saw True Rippers take uncomfortable calls, you saw them play aggressive, denying the ability to trade, which ended up working in their favor, you know? Sometimes those don't work up in your favor, and that's when you see those sweaty overtime games. It could have gone the other way very easily, is what I'm trying to say. Let's head to the group standings to get a visual representation of how these teams have been performing. We've had monsters in this group. We've had people who have been slogging it off towards the bottom. Of course, we've been talking about Reckoning, right? They've been the benchmark for Group A alongside Team Exploit. Neither of them taking a single L so far. At position 3 is True Rippers, who are performing pretty decent compared to Optimist Esports. Again, Optimistic Esports have been having some iffy games. They took an L against Reckoning. If I'm not mistaken, they beat FS Esports. So they've been in a position where they're still discovering their own identity. So
Mm.
True Rippers, I'm hoping that they have something nice to show off, and if they are to maintain this position 3 in the group standings, it's
Mm.
gonna come down to games like these where they need to completely dominate them and take as many points leverage as they can.
Let's see. Getting an upshift is going to be very difficult. All they have to do is just maintain, retain to whatever position they are. For now, they are on position 3. Talking about Team Valor, spotted in top six, sure. But if we compare both these teams, we can clearly see on the scorecard itself that the L's Team Valor has taken versus Team True Rippers. So somewhere True Rippers does have an upper hand, and they have been performing a little extra consistently in terms of wins. And talking about the lineups and players, True Rippers have got a very good synergy improvement seen in this particular season. So let's see if every passing day is giving them some sort of an improvement. So maybe within just the difference of 12 hours, we can expect some more new concepts and play sets coming in.
Yeah, and let's quickly glance over the players of Valor that we're going to be seeing on the server. Team Valor, a team that is filled with stars, you know, Buster, JN, Pasha Sahil, heavy reliance on firepower and big brains. Bullet and Hoax, they're looking to be the perfect ones to add to the tally. And again, Team Valor, it seems like they have the right pieces, right? For some reason, it hasn't clicked just yet.
Hasn't clicked just yet, but it is still the question mark yet and a mark. Let's see if they are going to click it today or no. The players for sure will be creating some new strats happening with every day of matches on the Esports Club Gauntlet. There is some sort of a set of play where you learn a lot. Maybe if you don't win, you're still going to learn about the strategies, about the rotations, or maybe even sometimes you've seen a team going for a new conceptual way of choosing the agent selection, and then again other teams also start with the same variation that they are watching through. So maybe Team Valor not one as good as True Rippers, but they've got more learning opportunities here. So with the new learning, we can expect some more different ways of play coming in. But talking about playing, each map is also going to defy about how the players are going to play.
Yeah, and for Team Valor, I feel like this is going to be a little more important considering we're heading towards the end of the group stage. Let's also head to the player spotlight to see who we need to keep our eyes on throughout this best of three. As at least for me, I'm expecting this to be a sweaty affair. It could still be a 2-0, but it's going to be close to the wire. From the side of Valor, it's going to be Bullet. Bullet, the Sova main, initiator is his game. 181 kill, but kills really don't matter when you're playing the initiator. It's more about how you give information and how you set up for the play to be made.
For the play to be made. And these days, we haven't spotted so much of duelists going for the highest fragging count. It is usually the initiators, and hence proved why Bullet is spotted into the player spotlight by Crucial. So yeah, this is the player to watch out for. Let's see how many aces is he going to collect, or maybe the team support is also going to be very enough to go ahead get the victory. And look at average combat score. It is also very good. Maybe not many kills compared to what Death is, but he is trying to deliver a lot of damage. To gain the spotlight is also an achievement.
Well, it is, and I think the only achievement they're looking here right now is a W, right? That's what's going to give them the points. And we're talking about W. Let's see who took the W last night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly glance over True Rippers, as they're going to be having a small change with how they're going to approach today. There's going to be a couple of pieces shuffled around as the matches progress, but it's still going to be Relic, One Tap God, Paradox, Master, and Crosshair. Crosshair had a lot of clutch plays yesterday, and I think he's won our hearts with the way he mastered those 1v3s, those 1v4s. Let's see what he has to offer today.
What does he have to offer today? Well, I suppose there is going to be a lot of entertainment to the viewers. And there's a question: which team are you supporting? By the way, keep on showing the love and support for your favorite players or your favorite team, because you are the motivation for best of the plays. So for True Rippers, you can go for the hashtag TR, and for Valor, hashtag Valor in the Valorant. What else would you want to do?
Okay. Now, True Rippers, if they do take the L here, I'm wondering, is it going to create a dent in their momentum? Again, True Rippers have some phenomenal players on their side, right? Let's also head to the player spotlight on True Rippers and see who we need to have an eye on their roster. It's going to be hard for our production team to choose. Oh, One Tap God. Okay, understandably so. One Tap God, the performance that he had on Breeze yesterday on his jet. Whew. Highlight clips aplenty. If I'm not mistaken, it was One Tap God and the Chamber yesterday on Breeze who completely set the server ablaze. Let's see if he's going to be able to deliver the same kind of performance, because with how dominant he was yesterday, it kind of gave that edge even in a disadvantageous situation. Even when they were on 4v5s or when they were on the back foot and they needed to get aggressive for information and make plays, one tap god never hesitated, which is very important.
Just in case if we go for head-to-head comparison, for Bullet against One Tap God has got an upper hand here as well, comparing ACS and talking about the role that they are playing. Both of them are the initiators, so the first frag can be anticipated from these two players who are into the players spotlight for the day.
Yeah, I think One Tap God's a more diverse player in my opinion. Yesterday he played the Jet. He's also capable on the Initiator. Yeah, it's versatility that's the key, right? One thing that I think as a player that you learn by playing different roles is a better understanding of the game. How the other person would react if they were in such a situation. Let's say you play enough Sova to understand how that Sova would play against you in the next situation. It adds to the amount of experience you have, it adds to the amount you can outthink or outplay another individual. So I think that's crucial, and I hope True Rippers have a good display of it. One thing that I do love about teams like True Rippers, like Reckoning, is the fact that they have very fluid lineups, right? They have players who can play multiple roles, who can play multiple agents to a very high caliber, and with that, you can never really expect something out of a given team. You can't head into a matchup saying that, okay, this guy's gonna play the Jet, this guy's gonna play the Sova, this is the usual strategy, so let's do this. It's completely different when the pieces are changed. And talking about the moving pieces, let's talk about the battlefield where the pieces are gonna move as we're gonna head into the map V2 screen. Oh, we have Fractures map 2. All right.
Oh.
Icebox is map 3, but we're gonna start things off with Haven.
Haven, one of the most comfortable map for both the teams, I would not deny, but having Fracture in the mid, now let's see who is going to win that particular map. Because yeah, Icebox is updated, Icebox does have some changes, but talking about Fracture, it is very new within the circuit, and now mastering that is core in itself. And I'm happy to see Team Valor wants to go for that sort of a play, and anti-strats cannot be easily created. As you said, picking an agent, having versatility, the team goes unpredictable, and I think that is what Team Valor is trying to do.
Yeah, Team Valor has picked Fracture as well, so now we've seen a couple of Fracture games before. Usually it's either a case where both teams are going to sweat it out so they know how to play the map, or it's going to be a lopsided affair. It's a very nice part to throw the curveball in as well, because it is going to be map 2, right? It's guaranteed to be played. True Rippers, I think a little bit pressure is going to be on them. They are the ones who have more of an expectation heading into this matchup to come out with a W, considering their recent form. It's going to get interesting, Tanya. If Valor puts a valiant effort in map 1, or even if they manage to take it, it's going to put a lot of pressure on True Rippers, and that's something that Valor can take advantage of. Let's also head into the agent select screen as we find who's going to be on what. One tap god, okay, flirting with the KO. A lot of people in True Rippers are capable to play that initiator, so I'm gonna wonder what the situation's gonna be like once we actually head into that thick of it. We've seen the KO being kind of replaced by the Breach as that secondary initiator from time to time. You also have the Sky, who's more influential than the Breach to a good extent, because Breach, sure, on the defense he can do a lot considering you have that information, but once you go to the attack and once you don't have solid information, it becomes a little hard to put the Breach to good use. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be any initiated diff. I want to see maybe a Sky KO head-to-head go where there's actually a visible difference in the draft, right? Watching two different compositions go head-to-head, that's one part of Valorant that I truly enjoy.
And it is definitely going to be fun to watch, and I want to see the players want to try it out somewhere in terms of changing their agents, switching the initiator roles, and let's see if they are trying to going ahead with the trial and error, because we are definitely ready. So are the players for picking up their agents of their own choices. And I would definitely want to go ahead. It is the map of heaven. Double initiator setup is going to work wonders here, but you are going to also prioritize on the sentinels to get a good control. Are we going to spot Astra, or it is Omen over
No.
Astra these days?
Yeah, Astra, especially on a map like Haven, I feel like she's going to be a little more irrelevant. You can stop a dive bomb easier by, let's say, if you have a Cypher. So considering the downtime in her utility, it's going to be more or less done for. Of course, we will have our staple Sova, I'm assuming. Although Crosshair with that raise might just be the perfect curveball. Okay. Chamber's the way to go. I love Chamber on Haven. A lot of info. Again, with such an open side with 3 sites, rotation's going to be the name of the game. To commit rotations, you need information, which at least in some sense, you'd be comfortable leaving, let's say, garage open when you have it alarm boarded. You know what's happening there. On the other side, we have Buster going in for the Killjoy. All right. I think Crips had this philosophy where Killjoy is being phased out by the Chamber, and I'd like to see Buster try to contradict that to some extent. Nonetheless, we are going to get that Cypher, Tanya, so it's a lot of whole potential that now exists within True Rippers. Not only having that Cypher helps, but having the KO and the Sova gives you both information and a little bit of utility to flush them out with.
And no room of opportunity for the easy backstabs. Those were happening the previous days. I'm happy to see Cypher into the map of heaven, and that is going to turn very interesting. It is going to entirely change the perspective how you're going to push it in, and onto the anti strategy itself. While the rotation takes place, it is going to get even more tougher. Now, having a look on the defender side, we were talking about it: double initiator, one controller, one sentinel, and the duelist. Nobody to replace the Jet, sure. And I am afraid, are we ever going to see any other duelist apart from Jet?
In all honesty, my preference is Jet, so I don't really mind. But all things said and done, it really will help if we will get more of that raise place, or at least incentivize it in some of the other way. I understand why teams would not go for it. It's not really a sure shot. It comes down to strategy at the end of the day, especially when you have a strategy heavily reliant on setup and utility. You'd much rather comfortably go that one duelist route. Regardless, rely with the pistol, and the commitment towards B is real quick. That 0 point should have detected the presence in towards backside, although JN with this aggressive stance towards lobby is gonna quickly cut down on aggression. The spike drop, Master, he needs to be decisive in his play, but he isn't. Caught between 2 minds, his mind's taken out of the equation. A 2 versus 5, as it looks to be a flawless start for Team Valor. True Rippers truly ripped apart.
Now Paradox, what can he do all solo, all alone, trying to push it in through the center, checking for the spy cam, no vision spotted, and there's nothing to save as well. At least he will be trying to go ahead, get some frags, going for the garage. Will he go for side B, or is he going to just go ahead, take a rotation, or maybe he is going to have a face-off right away against Buster. Paradox versus Buster. Buster doesn't know where he is, gets a good connection, one followed by the other, and now with only 34 HP, JN definitely knows where he is getting an entry from.
Yeah. Paradox expecting a flank that's not to come. Everybody gonna be holding the spike from the side of Valor. JN gets off the angle, and the shock dart alongside Peak should confirm it. Got a little sweaty considering the HP on Bullet. They secure it nonetheless. 1-0. The strategy was reliant on the fact that the rotation wouldn't be committed so fast towards the backside of B. They try to throw a curveball, try to split A all the way from defender spawn entrance towards that A link area. That is a strat that could have worked considering the pace at which Valor were able to take those fights, just push the smokes and take those gun deals as they were. That was the problem. True Rippers were not anticipating that whatsoever. They still, however, will be able to eco this and get the buy. So the pistol's lost. Cool. What's that plan here or not? That's my question. Because Hoax has gone in for the breach, right? Now the breach is very, very powerful on the defense, not as much on the offense. So Valor are gonna look to maximize as much out of this initiator on this defense while they can.
on the attacker side for Team True Rippers, usually we tend to go on site B when you know that you are not expecting much of utilities, because utilities is the spawn on site B. That is where exactly all the team members go for using their swarm grenade, and they do have a KJ as well. So it was good. It was good to see they were trying to do something which was way more defending and on the safer side. But it was Team Valor who were already with this sort of a play set as well. No entry was allowed here directly towards the B side. Not only that, we are heading for the second round for the day. A good peek for the window. Let's see if Crosshair is going to cross against JN.
Well, this is giving me anxiety. The spray through the smoke finds one, and Master. Oof, that hurts. I like this close play. One Tap God's really optimistic here. Been baited into a trap. And this Sova v Sova play, the reveal gives away his location, so Bullet's more than happy to try and commit to this fight. Gets double peaked though, which should mean that the spike should be planted. That's all that True Rippers were looking for in this round. A couple of extra bucks to make the next round a little more sweeter. Apart from that, I think they're good to go.
And JN is also on the go. No enemy spotted for now, but Crosshair will be taken down by JN. And a good close range classic finisher from Paradox. Spike cam used here, and the spike is diffused. Jump and shoot coming in from JN. And it is second consecutive round going into the hands of Team Valor. JN as a duelist is doing very good work in terms of rotation and also getting those required early picks. So a good form of play developed already.
A very good form of play. You know, I'm wondering if Brim is ever gonna be prevalent on this map. Again, a map like this, you can't really commit as easily, so we've seen those Tim Beacon plays on a map like Ascent. Wondering what they look like on a map like Haven. Imagine bum rushing Garage. Oh, Sahil. I think this bonus needs to be aware that this fight needs to go CQC. Hence, he falls back, relies on rotation, the utility, enough to isolate this fight and facilitate the advantage. He TP's out, another position, another kill, as he just doesn't stop. A dink, that's all more he could offer. Crosshair doubles up though, Master watching his teammates back makes this a 2v2. Bullet still has the Owl Drone. They're gonna be reliant on utility to give them information so that they can set up the play in the safest way possible. The reposition though, and he spawns the gun barrel. Master gets caught off guard at the worst possible time as JN whips out the blades. He needs to make sure that he plays this one with Bullet. With teamwork, you can make the dream work. And JN, he's half stuck the spike. Oh no, the tag with the spike cam. It gives away the play. They need to go for the fight right now. It's gonna be the isolated frag if he's gonna get it as Bullet ends. That gives JN the room to defuse the spike though. And 3-0. Very, very, very quick trades. But you saw what True Rippers are trying to go for there. They just try to change the pace so fast. The only thing is, when you're doing it against a bonus, you're gonna go CQC against a few Spectres, which are demons of themselves.
Talking about True Rippers already made it, and I think the cage and holding the position just near to the cage and getting a good spam amount through the cage and getting that one kill was enough to win the round for Team Valor. It is 3 rounds back to back. JN ready with the operator, might be able to connect because exactly there the Crosshair is also standing. Is he going to peek or no? And the peek comes in, so does the finisher. One more player on the opposite side, which is Master. Using the flash is not going to work anything, at least not yet. Bullet on the course will be able to get one more pick. And Sheriff versus Operator, what are your calls here, OG?
Well, a fight that they're least likely to win, and they realize it as well. They're looking to inflict damage somewhere else, hence the rotation to his Garage. Paradox? Maybe try to fake that he's not here using the spy cam, you know, elude the fact that they're not gonna rotate here, just waiting. But those mind games aren't gonna work against Pasha. Sahil, recon dart. Master's like, you know what, I'm gonna let them know where I am. At least let the fight come to me. Just suppress hopes. Well, he ain't gonna use no utility. Gun is all he needs. 4-0. Clean stuff for now. A slow start is all I can say that True Rippers are having. Let's see if they're able to translate anything with these guns, because it's about time, right? They've already given away one gun round. They've been on inferior buys throughout the majority of it. One thing though is they're somewhat well synced with their ultimates, so when their ultimates do come online, they come out in unison. I'm just trying to find plus points here. They're still yet to win a round, Tanya.
And we were talking at the start that True Rippers have built in built in a good momentum, winning 2-0, but nothing is happening right now, at least not yet. And I am afraid this time entering through the cage and having KJ and entering through the garage is always a difficult core. Turret destroyed, no alarm bots, no swarm grenades spotted here, but JN ready with the operator, one peek, and boom, we did see this happening a little while ago. We can expect that happening again as well. And look at the scattering of the attacker side for team True Rippers. They are still confused about where they exactly want to commit, and every single time they are going here and there and ultimately deciding to push B, but B is not at all working no matter what. Bullet holding a good positioning, but there's no entry yet.
I think this is less so about being indecisive and more so about punishing aggression if they find it and getting information. Although the only information they have is JN with the operator is taking down one of their own. The swing. Why? Why did Bones commit so wide to that? There was no setup whatsoever. And now it seems like they're just gonna try and throw everything left at the wall, but it doesn't stick. It looks like a masterpiece for some as JN paints the wall with the bloods and hope of Team True Rippers. That was a complete buy, Tanya. That was a full buy.
Oh. They were walking through the Helios. They realized they're losing players exactly on the same position. Still, they went on going one by one. And this is exactly what happens when you just take an entry after losing a player. And the rotation that I was talking about, this is exactly it. Even after losing players, they wanted to make sure to go for the rotation, which made no interest. And now they are all 5 players are committed to side C.
The Hunter's Fury. Ooh, Buster. He's taken out of the equation. Although reinforcements have arrived, and I'm not sure if they're gonna expect JN in the backside. Beautiful shot on the bones. He's trying to look for more. He misses the flick and the white swing. He polishes it. He has the tailwind in just about a second. But that's one tap god finding the isolated frag in the nick of time. The backstab from Hoax has fallen flat. That was crucial. The first round. And it's one like this? Well, it's not one yet. Oh, goodness. 30 HP, but we've seen this before. Bullet has the Vandal at range. All he needs is one, but the Silver Def. That's what we need. That's what True Rippers were looking for. A little bit of hope. Maybe it's not so late after all. Let's see if this hopefully strings together another 2 rounds at the minimum. Hey, they're really close to their ultimates here, True Rippers. They have Paradox with his Neural Theft. They have one tap god on the blades in case it's needed. They have the TP on Bones up in just about a moment. A lot is possible here, Tanya. But we've seen this go the other way. We know what Valor can do.
We very well know previous round they had Hunter's Fury to get the site entry. This time they don't have a Neural Theft. Can be helpful during the defender's side, but for attacking it is not going to be much of useful, at least not yet. Gradually, sure, yes. Paradox holding the position into the garage and no loss of players, all 10 players intact, and minute is about to be over. Drone is going to help to get that exact positioning of the opponent's paranoia. Blinded not only 1 but 2 players, and it is Bones who need to buckle up, get some and also move ahead towards the victory.
I think it's less so about getting frags and more so about making the right calls here. Frags come and go, Tanya, but rounds, they stay. Oh, JN. Beautiful first shot, but he overcommits, assuming that he had enough time. The close play. Bullet could be a mastermind as he lines them up and he whiffs harder than the recoil control Pacha Sahil had. 2 kills. That's what he was able to get. A semblance of hope. Hoax, not fully a believer. The spam gives it away, and mind you, one tap god's holding the angle. He bunny hops up and down, left and right, but eludes one tap god for now. The blades are out. This is gonna be close to the nail. They're gonna push them out into discomfort, and both of them being detained. Buster now with a beautiful opportunity to put a nail on the coffin as he rushes them down. The knives are out. Sit down, son. 5-2. True Rippers are not done just yet.
Well, Well, it was very close one. This was very close. Lockdown wisely used. Two players perfectly paralyzed, but still not being able to reach on time to get the frag. But he was blade stormed immediately. This is going to be the second round in favor of True Rippers. Total 7 rounds down, 8. And now talking about the ultimates, we do have 2 ultimates ready on Valor side and 1 on the side of True Rippers. It is from the shadows, and I would say Bones should be doing something that the opponents have to bite up the nails and bones.
Maybe. What is it though? They've changed up the pace. Deleted that alarm bot towards Garage, so that's information gone the way of Team Valor. Crosshair won't be able to get much information out of the drone except for the fact that there's a paranoia that hit him and potentially a killjoy. If he did hear that turret, that is. Bones' aggressive position could be used to punish rotation while the rest of his team tries to set up for a play that causes it. And JN, he's holding the backside. He has that updraft available, but it puts him at very, very high chances of death. That's not risk, that's straight up L. 3 players though towards the C region for the defense who are gonna be quick on the rotate, but the fight's gonna come to them. Pasha Sahil, he spots Bones and he translates this into a double on the back of Buster. Nice bait and switch as they were ready for such a play. They need to be ready for more from where that came from. The 0 point reveals Buster, but Buster is more than ready to fight this with his gun. Rotation's coming in already. From Hopes towards the backside, and JN with the operator misses a crucial shot as one tap god does not seem to miss a beat. Bullet trying to push and push. He wins this round on the back of securing the back lines. Hoax, how much has his utility come clutch? Of course, this is the defense, so this is where we're expecting Hoax to make such plays with the breach, right? I just hope that he's able to translate such a flying start on the defense like it is on the attack then, on the second half. Because right now, his performance has put Valor through and to bad times.
And for now talking about Hawks particularly, a very wise usage of the Rolling Thunder as well as Aftershock at a time, getting the frag out of Aftershock, and then it was team support that was working in concussion sent, and a perfect positioning for JN. Will he be able to get the pick? Indeed, yes is the answer. One more. And is it the triple happening any sooner? Cage is
Clip plays.
This is going to be the 3rd frag and the 4th coming in from Bullet, and it is destruction.
Bye-bye, that's easy. JN making it look like he's on a school day. Let's quickly go to the replay, boys. That's a highlight right here. The first frag, beautiful flick. Knew what one tap God's play there was. I'm pretty sure Master did not expect the repeat coming. And this updraft play just for the highlight clip. Whew. Man is faster than one of Crucial's SSEs. Nobody judge.
It was a treat to the eyes to watch it. 4 frags in 1 round and exactly on the same position. Used updrafts, use of tailwinds and dodging away. I think everything that was done was the show of practice coming in from JN, and he did everything that was required to defend. Even the site entry was denied, totally denied, and everything was working just exactly. And I like the way how Bullet was holding himself into the sewers. If at all JN wasn't able to get the pick required through the operator, this was the time when he could have got, and ultimately he did get one, and the stress is spotted on the faces of Team True Rippers.
At least they take that time out. Very, very nice time to do it. Still, a 7-5 half is more than decent. It's more than doable. It's a very inferior buy though that True Rippers have to work with, so they essentially have to give away that 8th. Life starts to look so much more harder right now, right?
It is still doable as you mentioned, but now JN with an open blade storm, it is going to be even more destructive. 0 point. I don't know what exactly was he able to reveal there, but one tap God is trying to go ahead, get the required one tap. Hawks will deny that, getting himself a frag. Master going for some random shots, no connection whatsoever, and Hawks holding the same positioning. Smoke is also right on the double doors where he is saving himself and also delaying the entry, but I am afraid if this delay is going to deliver them the required momentum.
Well, when these pistols get up close and personal, they have a nasty aftertaste, and that's something Bones has to the back of his tongue. Oh, he's trying to give them another kiss, but he's put to a stop. 2 on 3. JN needs to whip out the blades as he's faced against multiple foes. The suppress. Almost called it a depressed there, because again, the play was brilliant. And I'm not sure if Paradox's tripwire was heard. I'm pretty sure that now they're aware of this. Buster should know that Paradox is playing up close and personal, and the information should be relayed to JN, who's clearing the close angle. Oh no! That is outreading yourself in a situation like that, committing way too much utility. The blades, he's trying to make good use of it. He's not able to find angles on Crosshair though. And now the 5 HP. This is gonna demand all his brain cells. 100% of the cerebral. I can't be like Neil deGrasse Tyson there. Blades off again. Undoable situation. This crossfire was like a darn choke, and there's no way you escape this. 7-3. True Rippers. The way they regained control of that round was so beautiful.
And what caught my eyes was the word thrifty, going with all sheriffs, winning the round, and also getting Crosshair Hunter's Fury. And we did spot when Crosshair did use his Fury, there was a win round for them. And let's see what happens next, because again, they are looking a little extra committed towards Side C, and it is going to be Paradox entering through using the cage via the garage. And if it is going to be a repetitive scenario, this time I think the counterpart will also be ready. 0 point sent, and no result here.
Destroyed. Yeah, 0 point destroyed as well. So no information in the way of True Rippers. 3 members stacked towards the seaside, and now they commit the TP. Alright? They have a good understanding of what lies ahead of them. They should know that there are multiple players stacked towards the seaside. Now they enter into his B, where it was majority of the utility that defended it. Now it has to be bullets off angle, which, oh, Paradox, that's a straight up 180 headshot. That is not supposed to happen, and the man disadvantage nullified. Crosshair gonna add 1 to the tally. It's getting a little sweaty now for Team Valor. Retaking the B side is gonna be a little easier though, considering the HP on the side of True Rippers. Both Paradox and Master so close to death, and they can't deliver it. Buster outduels Master. He was low HP player. The turret to add a little safety to the duel, and Bones, he gave away a couple of footsteps, but that wasn't enough for Buster's life to be saved. Crosshair, oh, the whiff, the hero of the day prior, now the martyr. 2 on 2. Bones holding the off angle as he let timing be his friend, and Hoax, perfectly timed flash and perfectly paced flash makes Paradox play aggressively through the smoke, which he anticipated. Bones, he did all he could wrapping around the site, but there's nothing more he could have done in a position like that. 8-3, and that is True Rippers desperately hoping that that was their round. The half seems to be fading away as we approach the final round. Are we gonna get the cursed scoreline, or are we finally gonna get another round for the side of True Rippers? Because so far, the scoreline might say it's 8-3, but this very well could be even a 7-5 half, Tanya.
It could have been that way, but it is not the case of scenario. Will it be 9-3 or it is going to be 8-4? Let's see if the curse is going to prevail or no. Bones using the teleporter here, but on the course afterwards, the concussion was used here, and the site entry shall be easier, but the smokes will be used, and on the course, JN is able to take down 1 tap core.
Nice flash, beautiful peek. JN does not cease to amaze. He's looking for more. He's not gonna get it though. He gets a bullet with his name written all over it. Caught his team the advantage. But we've seen True Rippers fight back from bigger, overwhelming odds. They have the site to themselves. The retake is what is on the mind of Team Valor. Again, for very good reason. They have the Hunter's Fury, they have the Lockdown, they have the Rolling Thunder, they have a boatload of utility to throw on this post plant, and I think True Rippers recognize this, hence they're trying to see if they can play a little aggressive, maybe get a small advantage of the get-go. Bullet's Hunter's Fury might bait out the push from Bones, and it's being looked out for, mind you. Crosshair dodges the Hunter's Fury. They just tried to delay the plan, and now Buster is going to come in with his own lockdown. There is the Hunter's Fury on the other end to try and deny it, and with that being disposed, there needs to be Bones to find success. He doesn't find the double. The Rolling Thunder should do enough to secure these frags to his side, as it's Crosshair left all by his lonesome. He gets one before he goes down though, which is crucial. Paradox, we've seen him pull off immaculate plays before, and he's on the verge of doing it yet again. Another tap. Sahil! Veins made of cold water, but his heart, it's beating, it's pulsing, and Paradox can sense and sniff fear. He snorts out the round and brings the fourth for True Rippers. They fought tooth and nail, but they fought for all that they could get. Is that gonna be enough?
Is that going to be enough? And with 4 ultimates being ready, still not being able to get an easy defense, I think that was not exactly what I personally was expecting. Lockdown was used, so was Hunter's Fury. And Rolling Thunder definitely did give a concussion to the opponents, but for a while, Paradox did get a good hold, did get some 2 extra kills required to win the round. And this round is going to be way more appealing in how the next few matches will be, next few rounds will be. And after having the switch of sides, Breach, will he be able to get that easy entry?
Oh god. Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it? Shorty play. One tap god though. Lives up to his name, taps him through the wall and finishes what he started off. Although I'm pretty sure that the drone should reveal Paradox's position. Tripwire through its long, they know Paradox is around this vicinity. The flash on the commitment as Master knows that he needs to provide a little bit of cover for his teammate. Paradox does phenomenally well in taking out JN in the CQC, but his team has let gone of that man advantage. Neither were they able to contest side successfully, and it's all on a one-tap god to find more success. Knows the position of Pasha Sahil and looking to do more. One-tap god. He's looking to make the play happen. He knows Bullet's whereabouts, knows the position. This is on an entirely other level. Beautiful heads-up play. Not only does he have aim in him, but he knows how to be a step ahead every step along the journey.
And that is why he is into the spotlight by Crucial. He was the crucial player. He is playing crucially well. And it is much more required because now if they don't go for this sort of plays, there won't be any show put up next, like a comeback stories to be written. Though the buffer is very less, it is just 3 points to reach out for. But I think now gradually Team Valor is also not going to go very easy. Team True Rippers going for buy, and with the SMGs and one Marshall with one tap god. Talking about Team Valor, well, they have got nothing else but to continue with the pistols.
Look at this off angle held by Bones though. Oh no, the recon and the flash completely gets into bash. The man disadvantage as Master is helped by Crosshair in his quest to take this side. Crosshair out of bullets. Now the swing's gonna be upon him and he's ready. The double Grove Street drive-by. One tap god there to help. Draws the aggro for Crosshair to get his third. A lot of places where that looked questionable, Tanya. A lot of places where it looked very doable for Team Valor to get those trades on the back of Sheriffs and make that post plant possible. It's just the fact that True Rippers are not willing to play retake. They want to fight it, they want to give it absolutely everything before the spike goes down and not let there be any post plant position secured by Team Valor.
They just went all in. They wanted to go for head-to-head fight rather going post-plant or anything happening there. But now it is going to be a 4-spy round for Team Valor, and the guns which True Ripper had, they are continuing. One tap god holding the exact position where JN used to hold with himself with the operator, and now it is going to be Pasha trying to get an entry. Will it be easier though? It is going to be Pasha versus one tap, and it was JN versus one tap taken down. Now it is going to be a 4 versus 5. As soon as I say that, one more prayer is reduced, and it is now 3 versus 5.
Yeah, the man advantage slowly being thinned away. Ooh, the dink. Master eats a bullet, although the trade comes in through. Folks, able to keep Valor relevant in this 2 versus 3. They have information towards a garage push, so they know that C-Long is not pushed. They know that garage is not pushed for now. And likewise on the side of True Rippers, they have info towards garage, they have information towards C-Long, they have information towards mid as well. That turret finally withdrawn, folks, was exactly where Paradox is playing from. Could isolate this as he did lay down that fault wire. Paradox so close range with the Marshall. Ooh, this is a juicy weapon if you're able to land a headshot. Luckily has teammates right around the corner. True Rippers ripping apart this aggressive stance towards A. A lot of that play towards A shot was reliant on the Vandal finding that initial success. Once it's being so choked, Tanya, once you're in that position for more than a good 15 seconds, you get pre-fired to oblivion, and Sheriffs at that range are one nasty pocket weapons that you don't want to go up against.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go and get your head busted like a watermelon. But anyway, talking about this particular match, Team True Rippers is way more comfortable playing on the defender side rather attacking side. And let's see if they're going to go with this sort of a pace. We can expect 13-8 happening anytime soon. One tap god going ahead with the blade storm through the sewers, and he's going to stand against JN once again. This is always the fight of Jets happening.
Yeah, has the off angle, beautiful stuff. Although JN finds him napping, dashes back to safety, very low HP, and cross F finishes off what he started. Like you said, Tanya, True Rippers feel more comfortable on the defense than on the attack, right? I think a lot of that is attributed to their draft. They have only one duelist, they have a Cypher, they have a KO, agents which have a lot of ability to hold and play the post plant. Wow. Well, I talk about hold, Buster's like, hold my beer. Nice first frag. 1 point away from his lockdown. So a death and he should have it. No problem. Oh. The fight offered to him and boats Worfin. 37 HP though. It's still possible for him. If he gets this first frag clinically, then it's a pure 1v1.
He's flashed, and now he also has got a Spectre. Well, Garage will be reckoned. I don't think he's getting much information there, but with 30 seconds left, there's not much more that he can do. Going ahead, saving himself a weapon, which Master will deny, and it is going to be 8 equals for the very first time in the entire match. Two teams going for the equalized score. And if this is the comfort zone True Rippers want, I personally would say Team Valor need to go innovate something right here if they want to again get that score difference, win difference. If not, True Rippers are on the mode of clean sweep.
Tanya, are you seeing what I'm saying?
What?
Paradox has an Odin.
This is a nice one.
Repeat, please. Paradox has?
An Odin.
Oh.
Oh god. Okay. We're gonna see it, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your seats. Wear your glasses, because this is gonna be a little too flashy. Parental advisory is recommended. Careful about what you're heading into here, Valor. They need to make sure that they have an heads up play as to what's ahead of them. If they walk into this, we've seen yesterday as to what kind of pain can be inflicted with the Odin. It's emotional pain, it's mental pain, it's physical pain. Oh, and this is the pain that we all want. The quick flick. The flick of the wrist. The lockdown will deter Paradox from taking that initial peek just yet, and he's hoping that they're gonna be able to walk in to that recon for him to try and do a little bit of damage. He had some trip set up towards Hell, which he tried to put to good use. One time got trying to go in for the flick, not be able to connect it to Hoax on a double of his own. Ooh, considering the HP, that could have been a clutch. But for now, True Rippers doesn't seem like they're gonna budge, as they've been flawless so far on their defense duty. The utility is so overwhelming, Tanya, and this is why I love their composition.
The composition is amazing, so is the synergy. The way they are supporting each other behind their backs, that is also something great happening in here. No Odin frags that you were expecting, sure, but still, that was everything required to win a round. Now with the lead. True Rippers are on the lead. Imagine, OG, how the day was started with 0-4, and it was like, will True Rippers be able to even catch up, let alone catch up? They have got 1 point extra here. One tap god holding a long positioning on site A, let's see, on site C, and drone will be destroyed. This time they're going very carefully, not going one by one to get decimated.
They could be collateral though. JN jumping back towards backside. The reveal is more than enough for taking down one tap god. The aggression through CT is to be expected, and JN with the spray finally deals with Master. The double entry towards the side. It is traded a little bit, however, and damage is a lot on the side of Valor. Beautiful job with the Odin. This is when the pain train starts to come into town. Crosshair, assuming he's gonna be the one that dedicates himself to that half stick, he's gonna give away his life for it. It's all left on a Paradox as he needs to pull off the play of his lifetime. He's gonna attempt the stick. The spam is not on time. He finds the clutch. The 10th round on the board, and Valor gotta be feeling obliterated right now.
Oh god, they were already, they went all in terms of going half defusal. One player gets eliminated, second one going for the smoke and sticking to defusal, which was very, very risky. Yet they won the round and going for the first time into the double digits. Now talking about the ultimates on the side of Valor, they do have 4, and look at the faces. All the confidence that Team Valor gathered is all gone, and all the sweats that we spotted on Team True Rippers, it is all wiped off with this sort of a clutch.
Never seen that swarm grenade. That's interesting. Nice commitment though. They know that this round's very crucial and they've committed their ults on the back of early information. A lot of damage done. Master's play is so expected at this point because he's been doing it every single round. Not something that he can do on a consistent basis. Oh god, the salt. The absolute salt. He's able to get the frag on JN and everybody backs the hell off for the post plan. Nobody wants to contest anymore. There is, of course, the flank coming in from Garage and another setup. Hoax has his Rolling Thunder here. And one tap god. The peak. Ooh, that was very, very hard fought. Paradox has managed to keep his HP very, very healthy to a good extent. Of course, Pacha Sahil with his up close and personal positions able to deal with them with ease. Still though, with the way the half started in 8-4, it's the lead on the side of True Rippers. It might just be one round, but it's still the lead and double digits on their side. This is True Rippers map pick as well, so comes to show that prep work, yeah, sure, they have a boat load of it, but I hope that they do change the way they're committing to their retakes, especially on the C side. It's starting to look like rinse and repeat at this point.
Rinse and repeat, but on which direction? Is True Ripper going to go ahead, repeatedly win the round, or it is going to be on the other side? A full commitment spotted on side of A. 3 players trying to push in, and let's see what does one tap. God have to have it to the pockets, but look at Paradox using the perfect cipher way to play, which is always go sneaky, go backstab, get to frags. Now it is all up to Pasha Sahil. Paranoia used. It is 1v3. Not going to be any easier though. But is he going to get that? No. Crosshair will knock the final nail in the coffin, turning the score to 9-11. The lead did increase.
I have no clue why there wasn't a turret placed to watch out for this push. It's so common to have the turret on top of that brown box towards the right behind where we're seeing the spawn. So yeah, it was very weird, Tanya. I'm not sure how that backstab even came to be. Wow. True Rippers. That was a truly magnificent round from them. 11-9. They're marching closer and closer to taking map 1 in the bag. JN has opted in for a lone wolf commitment towards A shot, perhaps just to show face, perhaps just to buy aggression on the other side, where Valor lie in wait, but the trade, not ideal. That's not how you'd like to enter a situation like this, especially when you were baiting out that kind of a peak. But they have lost bones though on the side of True Rippers. That means there's no more cover, there's no more smokes. What are they going to do from here on out? How do they play this situation? Retake's going to be immensely harder. And Paradox, he was very close to finding this 10 HP. And JN finds that one crucial bullet to dome him. The man advantage. They played this one semi-aggressively with JN having a very, very frontal angle to the site. The operator on the retake is going to be very, very hard to get value off. So if they're going to do it, they need to rely on Master to pop the hell off.
Jump coming in from heaven, well denied, and now Master going inside with the flash. Is it going to be any easy?
Oh my god!
They can immediately traded by Bullet, turning it to a 2v2, but do they have enough time?
do.
Will be denied, and they do have enough time. They were able to decimate each and every opponent and also win the round. With that, they are going to end up to a match point.
And they grab the operator and the Odin. Oof! Double salt combo. Salt and pepper. I think that's what you have with your omelet, and that's how this is looking. You know, toasty as hell, Tanya. Well, with such a fate on the attack, what do Team Valor resort to? They've done the C commitment. It's worked on a couple of occasions. They've taken control of Garage, which sometimes has gone to their detriment, sometimes hasn't. Ado has never been their signature. At least in this matchup, it doesn't seem that they're able to hold that A site. Maybe the commitment towards Garage and C is what we're gonna see yet again, and it seems to be what's in store. Double drone action. Oh, yeah, they didn't spot this. They didn't spot this! How did you spot this? This is such a common play, and yet again they fall prey. Oh goodness. I feel it for Team Valor. He tried to go for the meme omen plays, but it doesn't work as Hoax is a step ahead. Rolling Thunder committed. Paradox laying down just a little bit more cover. As he has that Odin, it's more than enough if the back's turned. 13-9. Our True Rippers show us why they opted in for the map of Haven as their opener map in this best of 3.
Well, for the start on the attacker side, they were definitely not playing as they usually do, but start was not good enough. Fair, but the finisher, the way they proceeded, being on the defender side, I think that was commendable. Look at their faces, the sigh of relief, and they are looking proud of themselves because Team Valor gave a very tough competition for the start of the match. For a second, even I lost my strong hope that it is going to be True Rippers, and they've lost the consistency which they created since yesterday.
Yeah, they have, but Team Valor not even able to hit double digits in this circumstance. It's a very hard L to swallow, right? Considering it was an 8-4 half with Team Valor having the lead, Tanya. Ay, ay, ay. Fracture is up next. Fracture is a map that's picked by Team Valor. Sure, they did not take the dub here, but they did look pretty decent, right? Especially on that defense, they had a good idea of what the play lied ahead, and they were able to counter it properly. Of course, when the site
I
changed,
feel
the
there is some
skills
mic glitch
changed.
happening to my co-caster OG. Well, no matter what, Team True Rippers won the match, but still match MVP was VLJN. And how can we forget that 4 frags coming in from JN with the operator?
Yeah, and let's head to the highlights real quick. This has been a very, very strenuous game for the side of Valor, and I hope that they're able to bounce back, right? This has been a very, very nice first half that they had to show. A lot of plays being made across the
And
board.
this is exactly how JN, using the Blade Storm, going through the mid paradox, was able to survive for a little while, not for so long, given a finisher, and winning that particular round. Talking about this particular place where JN was holding a peak strongly, getting first frag, and then still committing to the same position. And it was not fair enough for the Team Valor to just go one by one and getting eliminated so easily.
Yeah, they did get eliminated very easily. And at some point, you just got to wonder when True Rippers were going to wake up, right? It's been a very, very silent first half for them. Luckily, they did not delay in that whatsoever. Bullet, that could have been the highlight. Imagine a quad spray. That's things that I just dream about. Of course, dreams are dreams, and Team Valor did dream that the second half would be a little more pleasant for them. Phenomenal effort though on the defense. It's just the fact that once the breach went on the other side, you were never really able to see the same face of Hoax, right? You were never really able to see that high impact Hoax that we had in the first half. I feel like that was the difference maker. Whew, that highlight. Beautiful stuff. That was again some place where you look at it and you're like, that's a highlight clip, right? It's sometimes a mind game as well, and it shows that True Rippers aren't going to fall prey to that. Getting killed at such a way, man, I'd say half the player base would be molding, and that's me included. Nonetheless, True Rippers, on some of these occasions in these first half, lost these crucial rounds, did not let that affect them whatsoever. Their second half, their defense, it was stellar. They held the fort so strong. I think it was an 8 for first half, so they gave away only a single round, and that was towards the seaside when they had to commit 2 ultimates to secure that round. And of course, that ninja defused, dude. So many meme moments. It was Crosshair yesterday who was the MVP, and I think today he deserves nothing less. His reveals have been on point. I also feel like Paradox deserves a special shout out here. The way he was able to just come online in the second half, I think that's what gave True Rippers a very, very good blow on their sail to victory.
It was a strong blow, and talking about the performances starting with Team True Rippers, they were exactly not how they wanted to start, but talking about the finish, it was just on point, putting a full stop to every move, and they were able to retaliate every single time. It was how to start, how to finish, and how to survive, and then every single time the way they were sticking to diffuse, to hold on to the diffuse was also amazing.
Yeah, the fact that diffuse even happened was a thing of glory, and well, glory still awaits, right? There's still map two, there's still fractures. So, for that, ladies and gentlemen, you need to stay tight. You need to wait. Grab your popcorn, grab your Red Bull. This has been the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial. Gaming partner is Intel, as Intel delivers not only the best value through delivering the best overall gaming performance, but also you'll look fly and while you're making clips like what Paradox does, you need to make sure that you're on par with your tech. Don't forget to look fly as well, as we have our apparel partner 656. It's been me and Tanya here for Map 1. We'll be back with Map 2 in 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
Welcome back,
Welcome
ladies and
back.
gentlemen. Well, I think I got you as well, Tanya. But you know, one thing that True Rippers did get the last time? They got an amazing dub, an amazing comeback, and that's something that I'm not sure if Valor can do enough justice to on map 1. Map 2 though is right around the corner. We have Fracture, which is in fact the map pick of Valor. So before anything, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any ahead, welcome back to the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, gaming partner Intel, as Intel delivers the best value through delivering the best overall gaming experience. Let us know about your experience through hashtag Game with Intel and apparel partner 656. Fracture is a map that we don't get to see so often, Tanya, but we see two types of tales being played out on Fracture. One of utter dominance, where you just wipe your opposition under the rug and imagine they don't exist, and a very, very sweaty Fracture. The one thing I do love about Fracture is, regardless of defense, offense, or compositions, most of the times both sides are incentivized to fight it out on one side of the map, so you're never going to be short on action.
Fracture is one of the most unpredictable map according to me. Nothing is going to work, no plans, nothing, because you've got so many small cubbies to hold on to. And maybe if you're not holding and playing that sort of a gameplay, still there's much more and beyond that. So I would personally say picking up Fracture map coming in from Valor is the element of surprise in itself. And let's see if they personally are going to get a surprise by winning this map, or are they going to lose this map and get a shock for themselves. And on the attacker side, we are going to spot True Rippers. And for the day, True Rippers have not done tremendously well on the side of attackers. For the start on the map of Fracture, is it going to be the history being rewritten or repeated, like starting out on the attacker side, not winning rounds, but as soon as jumping into the defender side and starting to win the round, let alone rounds, winning the
Yeah.
entire map?
And we do know that True Rippers are comfortable playing that Cypher, right? And in a map like Fracture, both a Cypher and a Chamber will be heavily influential. A lot of information is what you need to base yourself upon. For a defender, it's easier to commit that rotation than the attacker. The attacker has to go the longer way around. You need to make sure that you get information on pushes, you get information on aggressive plays that might be threatening what your game plan is. So I'm interested to see what the composition is going to be looking like as we're heading towards Fracture. Like I said, Chamber is what I'm expecting. You, of course, would see the Jet on most instances because in Fracture, there are a decent bit of long range avenues, so it's possible to put that operator to good use. Alongside that, we've seen a couple of Raze and Rena plays in this map. Again, with the Yoru rework, I'm hoping that we finally might get to see a good Yoru game, but again, such importance on this matchup. I'm not sure if we're going to see the trolls come out today.
It would be great to see Yoru here, because after the Yoru rework, just as you mentioned, this is going to be the perfect map where you can go ahead, pick your Yoru, but there's nobody to replace Jet, right? You being yourself a strong Jet player, you wouldn't want to change it. Maybe you can go for a second duelist, going for the second duelist as in Yoru. Now we are heading for the agent selection on the defender side.
Oh,
We see
Sage.
a perfect, we can see the clear Chamber coming in, so good defense, as well as on the attacker side you can go strongly. Talking about Sage, it's been so long having Sage around the corner.
It's been a while. And on the side of True Rippers, I think they're going to play only one Sentinel. There is that Yoru, so we get what we asked for, and it's Paradox out of everybody else. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a match for you to remember. Bones on that race. So, we're gonna have that Jet essentially be replaced by Master. If he wants to heal that operator, he can snap back to safety, and there's no KO on the other side for the 0 point. So it's not possible for you to deny that TP, right? I kind of see what the side of True Rippers are going for here, and I love the addition of the Brim. Are we gonna see some stim rushes? I've been waiting for this Big Daddy Brim meta. Let's see if we're gonna see a glimpse of it today.
Well, talking about glimpse with the Yoru flashes, are they going to see at all? Because having Paradox particularly, I'm naming him because I really love the way he played Cypher. Now going for Paradox, playing as a Yoru, we can expect some trolley plays. But is he going to go over borders, or is he going for the smooth play? That time is definitely going to show us. For now, Spike will be into the hands of Crosshair. Stimmy meta, as you mentioned.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna see one of those fake running Yorus. You know, he'll just look like he's looking at a wall, that fake Yoru kind of vibe. That's what I'm looking for. That's what the mind game's all about. As we're gonna go ahead with the pistol. True Rippers on the back of a brilliant comeback on map 1. Now start on the attack here on Fracture. But is that victory enough to fracture the dreams of Valor? Because again, this is Valor's map pick, and they're looking more than ready to take this to a map 3, which is, I think with the way it's going, Tanya, my expectations have changed. I thought this might be a decent 2-0, but I'm looking forward to a map 3 as it's a split towards B.
Split towards B, got the first frag, taken down immediately. It was a fair trade coming in, and now JN, the highest fragger, sure, match MVP, sure, dodging the slow trap, trying to go back flank, and this is exactly where he
info.
might be able to get that one tap god. And they're not aware, True Rippers are not aware about, they are being flanked immediately.
This, however, loses potency as time passes. Crosshair, he's gonna be pushed back, which means he should be able to get an angle clear. Tries to go out with the Molotov, hence he needed to bounce his way back. Paradox though, beautiful job on the double. Nice positioning. The trademark of a good Yoru as he's put to a stop. 1 versus 2, and Master, is he a master of the headhunters? That's the question. The concuss allows Hoax to pass by, and he's drawing in the aggro. Shee! The bunny hop, the kangaroo peek, he somehow makes it back. This is a game of chicken, and right now, Hoax is going back. If he finds this flash and plays aggressive, sure, he gets the information, but that's very little to give him confirmation and security. He's trying to go on the tap. He's not going to be able to come into the half before the peak, and Master puts him down. Beautiful job to hold it from Arcade, as he looks like he's just playing a game all day.
Master mastering the way he was dodging the bullets, and the best part was he was bunny hopping while being concussed, dodged every bullet coming across him and saving himself, and that made the first round. On the attacker side, mind you, because I did mention several times that True Rippers are not being masters on the attacker side, but Master started the day into his favor, particularly in the map of Fracture. Now here we have a thing, we don't have Jet, we have got Yoru and Raze playing in on the side of True Rippers. On the other hand, we have map of Fracture, so it is all uniqueness combined.
I mean, the operator could be tamed by Master if he deems worthy enough. So it's heavily reliant on how the defense starts off. Again, on the attack, you really would not see the operator as much, as people would like to be a little more mobile and less static as they're gonna hit a side. Pasha Sahil finds the back turn on a one-tap god. Not gonna be a whole lot more that he can do in this situation. He goes down 2-0. The ideal start for True Rippers. Now they're gonna be playing up against a buy. This is gonna be the bonus investment from True Rippers. Is this gonna be enough for them to get past the finish line? Are you a fan of that bonus, Tanya?
Who isn't? All Indian mentality is the fan of bonus.
I'm not. I hate it.
Well, I would definitely appreciate any bonus coming on the way, and as you are not, what are your calls here exactly?
Upgrade, straight up. I tell my team to upgrade so that they don't give away the round, but I also understand the mentality behind a bonus. If you're able to take away weaponry from the side of Valor, it does make a little bit of sense. Nonetheless, it's double aggression again towards Arcade, something that we've seen True Rippers not open on multiple occasions. This is going to be a hard task for Valor if they need to commit to this role. I'm pretty sure that there isn't that TP that they could fall back upon. The quick run and gun from Crosshair helped secure a little bit more real estate towards Arcade and Pasha Sahil. Ooh, he looks like he had the right idea through the smoke, and Buster's patience finally pays off. But at cost of what? His information? What? I thought bonus is gonna assume this, considering Buster already revealed his position. Crosshair, place expected, and a mad play required from on-tap god. Ooh, almost had him lined up there, the barrier rob. Yep, it's done and dusted for.
And here we go, finally the first round going into the hands of Team Valor on the defender side for the start on the map of Fracture. Well, there are several shocks coming in, losing to back-to-back rounds, and now what do you have to say about bonus now? Because certainly they did try to go ahead that way, and Jet and operator combo. That is exactly what I personally feel JN was waiting for, and we have spotted several delays of the site entries. Maybe we have seen getting martyred while winning the round, but still JN is doing a perfect operator Jet combo.
Yeah, let's see him whip it in action. It's gonna be that buy round, right? The bonus really didn't go the way of True Rippers, so this is them on big guns, and the fight, it's gonna come towards JN. Holds his own. The tank, and along with the concuss comes the delay in MS. So Crosshair is not able to walk way back to safety. Ooh, this boombot not gonna reveal the close angle. Pasha Sahil with a distinct advantage walking into this fight. Paradox trying to buy a little bit of time. Pasha Sahil plays it to perfection. Timing, patience, all being put to real good use. And Master suddenly phased with the 1 versus 4. JN knows exactly where he's coming from as well. Makes a little bit some beautiful stack on a bullet. Oh, JN, he misses his mark. Has to respect the space now. Falls back, gives the room for Master to navigate himself inside main. But he's gonna navigate himself into a double peek if he doesn't play this carefully enough. Triple if he gives away information and Hoax turns around. JN. he's not able to land that shot, and it opens up that window of opportunity. Luckily, Hope's right around that corner. Was able to put a stop to any shenanigans. I love the support that came in from Hoax. Again, very standard stuff that you see even in your ranked games, but you see how effective it is, right? Once you get that first frag on the back of that concuss, it's not really possible to trade because you don't have the fire rate. It's not really able, you won't really be able to reposition because of the delay in the MS. So yeah, perfect synergy. 2-2. True Rippers, though, it's still very early days. They are going to play conservatively in this round, and they're going to be able to reinvest in the next round. The lead could go the way of Valor
You
early.
want to play? Let's play.
Only one gun spotted on the side of Team True Rippers. That is an SMG altogether. Now let's see if they're able to win this sort of a round. It isn't going to be any easy. And look at Hawks roaming around and towards the spawn. And if at all there is no slow trap spotted there, this is going to be a perfect spray coming in from Hawks, taking away 3 players. Slow trap was activated, and tour de force coming in from Master takes down Buster. Flash incoming, blinding, and one frag shot, but Master will be trading Hawks immediately after that.
The man disadvantage on the retake. Bullet has a boatload of utility at his disposal. However, Master has been very, very impactful with the Tour de Force, Pasha Sahil up close and personal. The shorty, more than enough for it to be lethal. Bullet's waiting for that aggressive stance through A main, and that's only going to come on the back of the initial peek, and Master with the Tour de Force yet again wreaking havoc across the server. What a play. Just in retrospect, True Rippers had only one gun invested throughout the entire round alongside the Tour de Force. It was Paradox on the back of his ultimate able to get a lot of intel towards his side, which gave that sense of comfort as True Rippers committed to that A side and then played the post plant. Way too much respect here, given 2 True Rippers from the side of Team Valor. They're committing to the side. They're committing to the fight towards one side of the site, right? In that case, it was satellite rather than A main. They're
And
getting
now-
wrapped around real quick, Tanya.
They are getting wrapped around real quick, and now it is going to be decoy sent ahead. Is it going to be any good? Well, not so strongly.
left?
A teleporter will be used. Flash sent ahead, and this might be the pick. Did Paradox just miss?
Fake TP. What the hell? What the bro? Master, thank you. I love you. You've done your job. This, however, could be double with the Sheriff. Buster redeems himself, holds the line. All 3 frags on the B side, and it's only this man that's delivered. He's looking to close them all out of the equation. Might find the perfect time to backstab towards Tar. No sense of comfort as True Rippers try to regain control in this 2 versus 3. Main, still a point to bother. Only Tar is where their range shars, and Buster's not spotted. He spotted the gun barrel of Paradox, and he finds the perfect time to play aggressively. The Blade's close range shuts this out. Valor puts True Rippers in a box and gets a whole lot of punches thrown their way. 3-3. Equalizer is out on the board, but True Rippers haven't been depleted of their economy just yet, Tanya. They still have the money to force a buy. Sure, slightly inferior to the side of Valor. We've all come to expect real good from these men, so you can't really count them out even on inferior weaponry.
Weaponry aside, on the map of Fracture, if we are getting to see neck-to-neck battle, that is turning everything very, very intense. And look at Chambers of both the team being the top fraggers here. Now it is going to be side P committing with... He's going to get one. Showstopper is activated, and the players are just pushing away from the site. And this is the exact time where the time was purchased, time was bought, and the spike is planted.
Yeah, they're just trying to delay that fight, and Paradox not able to make his way back as Hoax punishes him. The man disadvantage for True Rippers on the whole. That's been the case for so many of these rounds. Bones missing a very significant kill that would have made this round way more easier for his team. Tries to draw on the aggro with the boom bot, but not able to time of speak. There is, however, the orbital strike from Crosshair, which will buy the time. They're tapping the defuse. Oh no, they're not even able to stick half. The orbital strike buys the time, buys the aggro, and Buster's able to find the back turn on Bones. True Rippers, they need to find this round, and they find the diffuser. A 2 versus 2 as Crosshair's able to make his way back to safety. Hoax, brilliant flick, and this is time bought enough. Yes, it is. Valor not able to make quick work of that tough situation. The utility purely puts True Rippers at the advantage, and they hold it to that. Not giving away these 1v1s, not giving away those fights towards sight. Big play to take a big lead early on, 4-3. This certainly has to put a dent in the economy of Valor as they're fully reinvested to the last penny, and maybe a dent in their confidence if hit in the right way.
Folks using Rolling Thunder and was able to conquer still. The time game that was played by Team True Rippers was on point, but what about now? Oh, JN blinded, and this is the exactly
Wow.
role play we were expecting. But talking about Paradox again, he was able to get that judge frag required using the smoke, hiding himself and getting a frag tailwind use, and it is one tap god trying to go with the bulldog frag, and look at JN going above and getting a frag for himself. It was quick enough.
He didn't see the TP though. Although he does anticipate somebody to be up close and personal. The gun barrel spotted. The aggro drawn. One tap got the most unfortunate way to go down in that situation. The spike well removed from the hands of Master. He needs to find this purely based on kills. And as time passes, so does misinformation, and that's what's going to rely on for him if he wants to find this clutch. They're still having an eye towards the sat region. JN repositioning towards the bottom of site. Meanwhile, Bullets looking for a flank. JN should be the first line of contact for Master. As they've re-smoked this, they hear the footstep. The peek, the double peek at the perfect time, and Bullet gets that final kill. He's just one kill away from getting his ultimate, Tanya. This is a very crucial ultimate, because the last time we saw how it zoned out the defense as they were trying to plan the spike, right? Now imagine this. They have Pasha Sahil on the team. A slow orb alongside a breach clear to force them in a position where then they use the orbital strike. Utility is massive on both sides of the aisle.
Utilities are there, and there's one more ultimate that is going to matter much, which can turn into 5 versus 6. Pasha going in as a sage. Let's see if the resurrection is required this time. Talking about JN, a good angle pull and also a good pick, followed by a push coming in from Hoax, taking one frag. Crosshair will go into the heads with the classic triple bullet attack, and it was required right click to get that frag, turning it to a 4 versus 3, and Paradox still holding a different off angle. Let's see if he's going to get any pick there. But talking about there, here JN is going for the second frag for himself.
Only a classic though. It's gonna be incredibly hard for him to find anything. Gonna rely on his teammate to buy a little bit of time, buy a little bit of help. Of course, Crosshair has the Vandal, right? So it's possible for him to get some of these duels under his belt if he's able to land the heady. 20 HP now. This is where you might contemplate giving it back to Paradox and letting him do the heavy lifting. That's exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna commit this. Okay. Dimension Drift committed. What's the play looking like? Got the spike. TP back towards main. Knows that Jane's peeking the angle. All important information. I think Buster has a good idea what's ahead of him, and he's very vigilant as he tries to retreat towards the site. 5-4, Valor taking the lead. At this point, you really can't say lead, Tanya. There's been a very close neck-to-neck battle from the start, which has been heated up throughout the entirety of Fracture and doesn't have any signs of cooling off.
Oh, well, I'll be honest, it is all seesaw happening. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, and now we are here to 5-4. So what are we going to witness? Is it going to be 5-5 coming real soon? They are playing seesaws with the score. Nobody is allowed to get a 2-marker lead here. It is always 1 point, and then fair score, equalized table, and then it comes to a 1 point of lead. Now it is a split of 2:3. Players are split into the spawns, CTs as well as here, but Flash was committed. Did I just see Paradox flashing himself?
Yeah. That happens at the best of us. At least that gives me a little bit of comfort. Bones gonna be close to Showstopper in a little time, but JN had the opportunity there. Now he's being put under a lot of pressure. CQC and Bones wants to push and force the issue. Oh my god, the no scope! He completely obliterates him up close and personal. JN! Knives are out, and he's looking to cut them like it's sushi. 6-4. Team Valor able to cope so well with the change of pace. You can't even fall through Rippers that day. Tried something different. Hey, it didn't work. No cigar. You try it again. You try it maybe in another round. Now, again, it's Sheriffs, right? True Rippers have a history of winning thrifty rounds.
Yes.
Have you cursed them?
Well, when I talked about seesaw, the seesaw play is gone. Now it is a 2 point of lead, so we can expect the curse is real. And it is not going to be any thrifty master going for Today Force. Nothing spotted yet. Boombot also sent ahead. No information, at least not yet. And they are pushing in through the doors. Look at one tap god. They're trying to get an entire control over the site, but is it going to be any easier?
Well, they're given away the whereabouts of the Tour de Force, folks. Knows that there has been some kind of commitment through door. He does not know how many or what they have. Bones position discovered from the very get-go. It was very hard for him to find success anyway. One tap guard though could nearly have gotten the frag on a Pasha Sahil, but he still makes this a doable 2 versus 3. Pasha Sahil, oh, the pre-fire, he gets completely deleted. The flash as he needs to get back to safety, anticipating the peak there to be prior. Not the case. A 1 versus 2. 2 bullets, all that Master has to work within the Tour de Force. The spike within grasp. If he plans towards the center of the site, there isn't going to be any kind of utility for the breach to clear it out with. Rather, he's hoping for some kind of peak to come his way. The door opening gives some kind of fake information, so Master is worried about something that ain't gonna happen. Advantage hoax for the clutch if it's to be. Oh, here we go. Rolling Thunder committed. They know his whereabouts, and shorty. Let's go. JN gets the kill. Salt on the wounds. A plant nonetheless. So considering that this was a thrifty, well done by True Rippers. If they're able to make this a 7-5, more than doable, Tanya.
It is more than doable, and the curse was real. No thrifty round spotted here, and this is the last round on the attacker side. Well, True Rippers had a good start on the attacker side, sure, but then Team Valor are excelling on the attacker side. And on the defender side, we have spotted several instances where the spike was immediately diffused, and where diffused on the unexpected status, like 2:5, spike being diffused. That was an impossible move that did happen in previous map. So I would say this shall be reaching to 8-4. If not, on the attacker side, they will have to go very cautious. But JN going for an immediate pick for the start.
Damn. Must have burn marks on his mouse pad. That was lightning quick. JN knew that Paradox had committed that TP, so it was very hard for him to try and dodge that Paradox, using his teammate like a perfect bait. Pasha Sahil, we've not seen that revive, if I'm not mistaken, the entire half, right? Hey, you see him, Buster, what do you do? What do you do? Nothing, that's what you do, my friend. Shee, they knife him. Tanya, this is...
Gotcha.
Yeah, even Paradox in all chat is like Buster question mark. Understandable.
Well, it was a little disrespectful, sure. I like the way how Yoru using the Dimension Rift and also inclusive. All the ultimates were used throughout, and on the course, it was a strong knife also spotted, which was fun to watch, sure, but the person who faced it, it wasn't much entertaining there.
It wasn't. A 7-5 half nonetheless, Tanya. It's been a weird half for True Rippers, right? They came close on winning a couple of these rounds. The utility usage from True Rippers has been very good on their attack, especially the round where they did secure it on the B side on the post plant, right? They had the orbital strike, they had the Molotov, they had very nice positioning towards Tar. Yeah, a lot of things being done right, but Valor, you can say a lot more of the same things about them. They've bounced back brilliantly from what seemed like a heartbreaking loss in map 1. With them now having the lead, I just hope that they've learned from their mistakes in the map prior and can adapt. Last time they had an 8-4 lead, my dear Tanya. So this lead is significant. It's not significantly shorter, but imagine this. You win the pistol, you win the bonus, you're on par with them. That's what the stakes are for Team Valor. You need to win the pistol to close out the first half, to close out the second half in a good way, at least to start it off with.
Yeah. Definitely. We can say not 8 for sure, but 7-5. Let's see what else are they planning to do, what else is coming in into the store. But talking about the first half, it was not one-sided whatsoever. It was the mix, it was the seesaw, at least until the score of 5-5. So I would appreciate the map of fracture, the elements of surprises, and the best part was it was always head-to-head.
Yeah. True Rippers on that defense. Now, let's do a little bit of a Minecraft session, if you know what I mean. Not Minecraft, that's a different game. Minecraft. So, True Rippers, what's the lineup? They have the Chamber, they have the Euro, they have the Brimstone, they have the Omen, and they have the Raze, right? Omen and Brimstone alone can smoke an area out for almost the entire round. They have a lot of cover here, True Rippers, and they can use it very well on the defense, where they need to be the one on the other side, right? They need to make sure that they have the perfect cross angle held when they're gonna hold the smoke. It's a lot of utility they have to shove alongside the chamber, having the ability to slow them having the Molotov. They have a decent bit of flashes as well to commit to the retake, and Bones will be able to use a lot of his utility to flush out positions. Imagine you're gonna retake the A side. You have the boom bot, you have the nade, you have the satchels. It helps you get in position and it helps you clear positions as well. A very, very nice half is what we can still expect from True Rippers. We've not gotten to see a lot of that on the attack, but that story could change very well like it did change in the first map, Tanya. That's something that nobody can take away from either True Rippers or Team Valor, and that's something everybody's going to be having in the back of their mind.
I do have it into the frontal side of my brain about what is going to happen here, the way you have given an entire explanation. And talking about right now, we are going to start with the second half. Team True Rippers on the defender side, they are very destructive. We have seen just in the previous map of Haven. Let's see if they are going to be equally destructive. But talking about map of fracture, performance of Team Valor was also good enough to watch out for, especially JN and Buster doing everything required.
They know where exactly JN was. The paint shells did not allow him to fall back. That was very, very brutal of an execution that we got to witness. They do, however, trade it out to some extent. True Rippers have that man advantage. It is utility that's up though on Team Valor. All three players able to play the post plan beautifully if they play in unison. Bones is gonna wait out the smoke, and I say that I curse him. Pushes it to his grave, that is. Oh god. 2 smokes still left on this post plant. True Rippers have the ability to isolate a lot of these fights if they play this one slow and steady. But time is gonna be of the essence because the bomb's planted. The time's ticking, right? Ooh. The time's ticking, so is the skull as One Tap God feels the back of his brain, but a little more clearer right now. Master, I'm not sure if his position was discovered by Hope. The white swing from Crosshair. He knows the angle up close and personal. Crosshair! Ooh, he able to relay information. Hoax jumping around with the classic. He proved that he's the better of the lot. Ooh, 1 versus 1 at the end. That came so close tooth and nail. It's been the case the entire game, and it seems that the pistol's gonna be no exception. Team Valor showing us why they picked this map. Well, on the second half, they're able to make it stick, Tanya. That gives me warmth in my heart.
They have picked this map of fracture and they are delivering what they wanted to. I think at least they are able to. They are not losing entirely. They are trying to go head to head. This pistol round definitely going into the hands of Team Valor and having all 5 Spectres going all by, full by. And now Spike on the spawn. And let's see what our... Okay, Pasha Sahil will pick up the Spike, heading towards A side. And it is going to be One Tap God holding the position. And he spotted JN. What is he up to?
Run. One Tap God. Shorty. Up close and personal. Is he gonna get it? Jumping around, Pachi style has a good idea what the play was. Nothing much can be done here, Tanya. Except for getting the headhunter skill, maybe. That's the only thing that's even viable. Has 2 bullets left. 4 enemies ahead of him. Pasha Sahil, significantly higher ground on this angle. Double peek. Ooh, that was an entire scale apart. Crosshair, only a classic. Not much you can expect. Should be 9 to 5. Ooh, Helicopter, helicopter. What do you do? That's what Crosshair tried to ask the just like deleted. 9-5, they're close to double digits here, Tanya. The last time when they were close to double digits, that's when bad times started for Valor. I hope that it's not an omen for a bad vibe right now.
For a bad vibe right now, I really don't know how to translate it exactly, but I do get what you're trying to say. And now with full buy, Team True Rippers, this is the round. They shall be able to win it. If not, Team True Rippers will have to try badly hard. Let's see what are their plannings. But right now, they are trying to commit to site A, and they do have, ooh, Bones. I was just talking about it. They do have Bones holding the dish area.
Well, this push is gonna be in fruition, and one tap God's able to make it stick. What? I was so expecting there to be a trade and a fight through doors, but that's not even needed. Alright. One tap God pulling off the highlight plays that we did get to see yesterday on Breeze. A nice triple. And maybe the start for good times on the second half. True Rippers do have a tendency to take the first half a little too easily. So maybe this is when they finally warm up.
Oh, well, if it was warm-up, let's see how heated up they are going to go. I'm very sure of all the thermometers are going to blast. Paradox going ahead and decoy used. Bullet just into the crosshair. Infinity will be double peaked. Buster holding the exact positioning. Bullet was traded. Buster takes the double here. Now it is 4 versus 3 happening real soon. And it is Bones with little to no HP left. I don't know whether we should be counting him as a 3-player alive. Sure, utility is being saved. And it is a bye-bye.
Yeah. Send back to the spawn. 2 to 4, so for True Rippers to do anything, it's gonna rely on magic and brilliance, which one tap God's not able to yield the second time of asking. Master still unscathed. 100 HP, full shields. 1 versus 3. Very tempting. Clip-worthy for sure. Hard? Yeah, a boatload. The cross being watched by Buster. The setup's towards main and the plant's open as hell, so they're gonna triple peek this at the time Master chooses to commit to the tap. Once he taps, he's gonna get tapped. That's the thing. Yeah, that's gonna be Buster watching the cross. 10 to 6, double digits on the side of Valor. Very good stuff. They need 3 more to force out the decider map 3, which is Icebox. So it's looking very green so far. I hope with the way they're doing, they're able to shut this round out. It's going to be very important. It's a force coming in from True Rippers. Master is dangerously close to the Today Force. I see this going another way, Tanya. I feel like this is when True Rippers wake the hell up. This is... My caster senses are tingling.
And oh yeah, Hawks going in for the site entry, and it is Hawks also will go ahead, get a spike using the flash and committing to site A. They do. Oh, look at the positioning by Bones. He allowed 2 players to just go ahead, enter the site. No movement and enough space to plant the spike. And Hawks will be able to plant the spike, but is it going to be on the upper ground though? No, he is not yet going ahead, planting the spike, and now it is going to be on the corner side. 3 versus 4, a perfect grenade popped in by Bones, who was trying to hold on, go passive for so long, and let's see how long can he fight. Buster will put a shutdown here, and it is going to be the 11th round. Now I know why Team Valor went ahead and picked up the map of Fracture. They like to play with the corners, the edges, and also a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah. It's still gonna be a chance though for True Rippers to claw this back. We counted them out before and they proved us wrong. 11 to 6. But crucially, 3 ultimates up on the side of True Rippers if they want to commit it this round. The Today Force, I'm expecting it to be out because they will be looking to maybe pull off a Thrifty. They can't give away map point. There we go. We find it on Paradox. Sorry, Master, who's alongside Paradox. Beautiful first frag. TP's back to safety. Very, very good stuff. Early frag goes to way of True Rippers. It's only the mid game where True Rippers actually start to have problems. This rotation is more or less set to equip them to deal with those problems. It hasn't, however, paid them dividends. Master gets taken down by Bullet. Nice flash. Oh, the party! Boom!
Oh.
Spike down.
Gets
Attacker
sent
spawn.
home, son. You're not going to the party. Just in detention. And detained till the next round.
Enemy remaining.
I was hoping that we see Paradox's perspective. That was damn funny. Nonetheless, Buster in a 1 versus 2 has the Tote Force himself. Could lay down his TP for the heads-up play. Not gonna happen. The one-tap God footsteps is all that he needs. 11-7, Tanya. 4 rounds is what split these teams. Now that's not a lot. It's almost like 2 buy rounds if you do secure the. If you don't let there to be any thrifty to be the scene. Very in the realms of possibility. What do you think here? Do you think that True Rippers are in a position where they got this round, but it's just a one-off thing?
Well, there's one thing sure. Finally, a thrifty on the map of Fracture coming in from Team True Rippers, and we very well know they are strong on the defender's side. But having said that, the agent selection, Yoru and Raze on the defender's side is going to be a little difficult to put a control.
Look at
But
the push.
Satchel used, Bones going overboard, spotted, taken down by JN, and it is Paradox trying to push it in with the dimensional rift, and he is up to what is he trying to create a clip for Yoru for his Instagram handle or social medias.
Let's go, clip.
Spike down. Attacker
He did it.
spawn.
He made it. 1 for 2. That's the trade you need to make. And a 1v2. That's what JN needs to pull off. One tap's got timing, dude. This guy has been. If he takes the orb, he's dead. I hope he knows that. Thank you. Okay. His timing has been his friend. He could have gotten JN off guard here, but with this maneuver that JN has pulled off, the advantage is on his side. He's let time be his friend. They have no whereabouts as to where he'll be. JN has the spike, more importantly. He can make the play with his position alone. And one tap God's finally going to offer a rebuttal. JN's not ready. Goodness Christ, that's a clip and a half from Paradox.
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful clip for Paradox. He has been trying to go ahead with the fake decoy send several times. I have spotted it, and finally with the dimensional rift going in, getting to frags, and also ending up with the round towards the victory. It is 11-8 for Ults ready in the hands of Team Valor. And talking about Team True Rippers, they do have orbital strike ready, but they need to make sure they at least plant the spike. There's no room of opportunity. They are not able to do that, and let's see if you're going to get to see that.
It's a quick play towards B though. And Paradox has that TP, so it's possible for him to make his way out. Buster, get busted. Underground support though from Hoax. In the nick of time, helps his teammate. This is a disadvantage that True Rippers are fighting from, and it might enable them to go for a ballsy play. Sometimes it's moments like these where plays are demanded. The orbital strike just a tad bit too late, as it allows everybody from the side to disengage. Bullet watching the off angle. The stim beacon gives them a little bit of momentum to walk through, as Buster finds them with a back turn, only good for 1. Still a 2 versus 3. A doable situation for True Rippers, but they need to play their cards right, and they need to play their cards now. Ooh, think. The satchel. Oh, he ran into the bullet. JN. More than set up. The tap, not sure if it even draws anybody out because the utility was right on the spike. 12-8 nonetheless. Map point on the side of Team Valor.
Match point.
Match point, here it is. And if you have a look at the economy right now, Team Valor sure is going to go full buy. But what about Team True Rippers? They will be going with the mix of weaponry, sure, some Judge, some Spectres. And look at the faces coming in from Team Valor. They are willing to go all in. Let's see how determined are they, how strong are they. And talking about the positioning, for sure it is going to take 3 seconds more to go, but I do feel that they are trying to commit towards side B.
At this point, it's about faking around where you're going. Commitment? Well, Bullet, he's committed to that angle, and Bones was no way ready for that. JN committing to the side yet again. They've given up control here on multiple occasions, True Rippers, and finally they're in a position where they fought back to some extent. The equalizer on the plant now. Position should be the friend. The revive finally comes in from Pasha Sahil. Gives the 2-man advantage to close the map out. I think this is the first time we've seen the revive, right? Very clutch. One tap God. TP's on towards the top side, and he's making this doable. 1 versus 2. Pasha Sahil committed that revive. Now he needs to revive a little bit of hope in winning this round out. The half defuse stuck. The spam through the smoke doesn't connect. He's holding it down now. He decides to go through the smoke a little too late.
Oh.
One tap, God. Patience alongside a little bit of swagger. That's all he needed to get that retake. Such a deficit. And True Rippers still find that round. 3 rounds is what they need. But if it requires that kind of a heroic play, Valor should be secure. I'm getting a tingly sense down my spine, and this is not my caster sense. This is a chill. I sense a comeback, Tanya.
You sense a comeback. Let's see if there's going to be a comeback story written, or are we heading for the third map for the day, which is going to be Icebox. Still a match point here to a default activated master using the teleport and paradox, trying to go push it in, and decoy being used. JN ready with the blade storm as well. Lots of ults will be spotted sure into this final round of
they don't
map. And Buster took down
They think that
Crosshair,
angle will be
reduced the
clear.
player, and paradox holding an off angle area, and once again he will go with the dimensional rift. I would definitely want to see that 1 versus 2 clutch, but before that it is Bullet
He's
taking
chasing the
down
bomb.
one with the judge. Bones is taking down one more player, a satchel used and taken down sure.
Oh, he tried to chase the spike, but he was just a second too late. It's again on one tap, got to pull off some kind of heroics. His position undiscovered. He's good for the first. There needs to be the peak, though, from the tour de force. He's not expecting the peak through tower. Busters with the shot. Another clutch, another play. No! Buster finds the clutch, and it's map 3 on the board. Again, 13-9. The same score line. This time it's on the other side of the aisle. Oh God, the chamber gameplay that we got to witness today, I think I'm sorted for a week. Master and Buster both performing phenomenally well, and that's a game that you just do not want to miss.
And the map of Fracture giving goosebumps, going seesaw, and then ultimately Team Valor taking the lead. Defending on the map of Fracture is going to be difficult for sure, because we do have several entries on the site, on both the sides indeed. Let's again try to relive the highlights on the map of Fracture, which was very, very intense, and Euro play was also fun to watch here. We cannot deny this fact.
We can't deny it, but either side, Tanya, now proving that they have the metal, right? They're in it to win it, because both Valor and True Rippers on their map played phenomenally well. You also have to give it to the other side, though. Even though it might not be a map pick that you decided, they lived up to it. Both sides delivering a 13-9. Sure, they might have traded maps right now. We're heading into his Icebox, baby. That is going to be so nail-biting. Considering how close it's been from the get-go, Tanya, Icebox is a map which more or less puts the emphasis on your lineup being very similar. So I feel like it's going to be more of a head-to-head here, though. This was a utility extravaganza, Tanya. A lot of these rounds were so reliant on proper usage of utility for them to secure it. A very default way to play the game. But again, this is like a rinse and repeat method. So it's just about surviving and going through the grid of it, which luckily Valor were in a better circumstance to do. And a lot of that had to do with JN on the defense. He was an absolute rook.
He was absolutely doing everything that he could possibly do. Talking about Paradox, he did get several site entries, and then ultimately it was JN on either of the side. He was able to do that pause for the entry, and Paradox trying to get the frag this particular round. And it was this position where Team Valor started to excel themselves from equalized 5-4 or 5-5 towards 7-5, and then they never looked back. Personally, they were trying to climb in, also trying to reach to double digit immediately. Though they lost this round, there was not much that anything could have been done without losing a single player at the score of 9-6. Team True Rippers won the round. Talking about overextension coming in from both Bones made them lose players early on, and Paradox with this dimensional drift was very, very interesting to watch, holding himself and trying to go connect the shot. Not only one, taking 2 frags. It is an immediate clip for him.
It is. A lot of clip-worthy moments were made throughout this game, so have to give it to Paradox. Even one tap god to pull off that incredible 1 versus 3 to secure it over, to maybe push it to overtime. Yeah, it wasn't the case. Buster luckily busted a flick, and that's a flick enough for them to get to map 3. Buster and Master, the chambers of their respective team, top in the charts. and you have JN, who was very, very integral part of their first half defense, clocking in with 25 frags. Paradox and One Tap got sure they might be on 16 kills, not as flashy, but they did fight and get those frags when it's relevant. Mess ups are something that happen from time to time, and that's why we play games, right? That's why we love sports. That's why we love esports. So you really can't fault them for it.
You really can't. And talking about Buster, he did wonders. Being the MVP, being the chamber. Imagine Sentinel going ahead, being the MVP for the team, and not only one side. It is MVP on both the side, being chamber, being Sentinel. So I think chamber getting early picks, having a control over the side, and also after the Tour de Force activation, it is at least 2 kills sure out of 5 bullets used precisely. So I think Chambers is working perfect on the map of a fracture. But what else? I think if at all Pasha Sahil would have gone with not with Sage but something else, because hardly we did spot healing coming up, sure, often, but resurrection was maximum once or twice. And talking on the other end, Yoru and Ray's combo could have been a little extra plus here.
Yeah, I
But
can't really blame Prasha Sal for that as well. You know, you really didn't get the perfect chance to use the resurrection. Either he was out in the open, or it was very easy for the resurrection to be nullified. He, however, was in a position to do it in the round where One Tap God did get that 1v3. Hence, yeah, the big play being made. Sometimes it happens, you know. You have games where you don't perform to your caliber, but that's why it's a best of three. That's why this is more of an
yes.
endurance rather than the search for the very best off the back of a best of one. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, Icebox is the map that you're going to be waiting for to decide this battle, and you're going to be having to wait a small 5 minutes. Before we go off to a break, though, a huge shout out to our sponsors. You are watching the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4 powered by Crucial, Gaming Partner Intel to get the best overall gaming performance with value for money, and apparel partner 656 to always look as you are in game. You should be out game as well. We're going to be back in the game in 5 minutes, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gamers review the best new gaming laptops. We gamers are always on the lookout to get more out of our systems. If you're looking for a laptop that can exceed your expectations, check out the Dell G15 gaming laptop. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor surpasses my expectations with a max turbo frequency of 4.6 GHz. It also has a game shift key on the keyboard which triggers a dynamic performance mode to maximize the fan speeds to keep your system cool while the processors push harder. The G15 also sports an Intel Thunderbolt 4 port which boosts your transfer speeds to unbelievable levels with its blazing fast bandwidth of up to 40 Gbps. It also lets you connect all your accessories using a single port. It's obvious that this system is designed to go above and beyond to deliver the results that you desire. Get your Dell G15 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to LG Ultragear presenting TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial Gaming Partner Intel. Intel delivers the best gaming value through delivering best overall gaming experience. Follow the hashtag Game with Intel and our apparel partner being 656. Two matches down, the score being 1-1, deciding map. It is going to be Icebox. What are your particular expectations coming in, OG?
Well, at least unlike in Fracture, I'm expecting there to be a very similar composition. Let's walk our viewers through if you weren't part of the initial phase of the journey. Don't worry, you haven't missed a lot of action. Sure, actually, you have missed a lot of action. You still have a lot more to go, though. 39, first map. Taken by True Rippers, but not by Comfort by any means, right? Team Valor still posed a viable threat. It's only in the second half where they started to cool off, and True Rippers were able to make that big comeback. Team Valor were able to get a good lead yet again on Fracture. It again was threatened by True Rippers, which at least now Valor, they've dealt with it properly with a similar scoreline of 13-9. Heading into Icebox, we're gonna see I think the Viper yet again. I feel like with Icebox, Viper has become synonymous in terms of how the meta has been. So a Viper Sova is what I'm coming to expect out of the get-go. Should see the Jet, might be seeing the Chamber. Chamber and Sage very interchangeable, so I'm expecting the lineup to be very similar, although differences maybe in Initiator could be expected.
Yeah, it can be expected, but I think Soa Viper is going to be the main composition on the map of Icebox. Let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario or no. But talking about duelist, I don't think there's going to be any other jet coming in from both the ends. Chamber, sure, a perfect defense mechanism created, and on the attacker side as well, working wonders. So the thing where the confusing stuff is Astra spotted no more after the Omen update. So maybe once again we can expect Omen coming in on both the ends. But talking about side B, no matter how many sentinels you have, having a control on side B on the map of Icebox is a little more than difficult.
Yeah, it is. And Icebox, like Fracture to some extent, makes sure the defense always fights at least towards one side, right? Let it be towards A, let it be towards B. Heck, sometimes we see it even towards mid. So there is going to be that element of early gunfight, which we do get to see. Let's head to the agent select to see who gears up with what for our deciding map in this best of three, ladies and gentlemen. Icebox is bound to get heated up, and we already have that jet chamber duo that we were talking about. Pasha Sahil and Hoax are going to confirm that the fact that Viper and Sova are still going to be very relevant should get JN on the opposing end. So we're going to see that jet head to head yet again. Yeah, this lineup is looking as vanilla as it gets.
Yeah, and the basic taste, sometimes that is all you need to enjoy. And let's hope these players are going to Viper spotted on both the ends, Sova for sure. And have a look on Team True Ripper's side. We've got double duelist pattern coming in. We've got a Reyna and a Jet. So maybe on the attacking side, as we have mentioned several times, that Team True Rippers is going a little slower. And we are having a Sage as well. Now today on the map of Fracture as well, we did not see some strong play coming in from Pasha's end, like a repetitive resurrection, so much of heals. Let's hope Bullet is able to deliver all the Sage that has to give.
For sure. Pash Sahil on that Viper. We're going to see him get a little up close and personal on the back of cover. At least that's what I'm hoping. True Rippers, we did see them on Icebox yesterday. It was a very, very close affair. It went all the way to the nail for overtime, mind you. What differences do they have right now?
Well, talking about differences, the score is equal, and Icebox map is the difference that has to be created, and who is going to take the lead. Team True Rippers, this time starting on the defender's side. Now, this is exactly where I want to see how much of lead can they create, because we have spotted them on the attacker's side being a little weaker comparatively. So, this is the exact change happening right now alongside the map.
Yeah. Icebox is certainly going to be a very, very heated affair, and it's going to start with the pistol, right? Where do we see these teams lay their hands? Again, they have the double duelist combo. It's possible for them to be aggressive on multiple fronts. They're going to hold outside B, show aggression towards A, play off the aggro that they do get. Very common a very common strategy that you do find in Icebox most of the time, especially with the Jet. It's very possible to be very elusive in that A side as you juggle between cover, between upper belts and towards the nest if you use your draft properly.
Let's see how properly are they going to use it. And talking about on the side B, we do have upper ground contested by Paradox here, trying to get a good positioning. So does the teleport of Bones coming in all the way from Duelist towards Sentinels. Team True Rippers players are adaptable to any agent, may it be Sentinel, may it be Controller, may it be Duelist. They are ready to go with anything happening, except for few players who want to make sure they continue with what they have been doing. Just like JN, we have spotted JN for the entire day, going with the Jet play. And if you have a look on the True Rippers side, they are holding site A. It is going to be 3 players on site A and 2 on B. And overcommitted site is definitely going to be site A. And now we can clearly see Buster is trying to take a duel here and already has almost an entry on the site. Is it going to be any easier or is it going to be difficult? Sure, it is difficult. Getting the first pick followed by other. Site B is totally clear, but the spike is already on the A side, revising and realizing it is the time. Let's head for the B side. But while Team Valor is taking the rotation, so are Team True Rippers.
Either side dinked, so Buster, without having any soul orb, needs to commit to a really good fight. There's no heal potential whatsoever, except for the Sage. Master does good in taking out Pachisal from the fight. That's a lot of the cover and post plan out for the side of Team Valor. The aggressive angle being held by Buster. This position given away. Crosshair. It is a game of bait and switch that Jane was playing alongside Buster's position. It keeps the numbers in the side of Team Valor. Okay. a nice wall. It forces them to rotate the long way around and in a position where it be Valor with the advantage, a significant advantage in that as well. Oh, playing with the post plan. G insurance policy. Shock dart. Does decent to push them off the angle, but they're not that far off it either. One tap God's position reveal. The backstabs in from Hoax, and that's another round going the way of Team Valor. I like the slow start that they have in the pistol. It was well played off the rotations. It could have gone either way, Tanya. It sometimes boiled down to fate and timing, which sadly wasn't on the side of True Rippers.
To be very honest, the split that they went for, one duel is just wandering around on the other side where all four are committed on side A and getting to picks there. I think it is due to Buster. It was an easier round comparatively. And now talking about the weaponries, sure, Team Valor is going to go for the SMG Spectres, and talking about Team True Rippers, they have nothing but the classic in their hands holding.
Yeah. The push. Ooh, is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Not punished just yet. TP's out. Okay. This is a very, very nice push that they've stacked together. They're not really able to get any momentum though in the push. They're just choked in that one position and they fall back. They anticipate that to be far harder of a fight than they imagined. Look at JN though. I think that jump should give away his position. I hope. Basically gonna get too easy kills. Yep, easy. Never mind. 2-0, a flawless victory. Valor looking strong, but now comes the chance where they need to translate all the bonus. So it's gonna be True Rippers with the big guns.
Rippers with the big guns. And talking about Team Valor here, let's see what are their plans, because I don't think they will go for a full buy when they already have Spectres to work out with. Talking about the consistency coming in from Team Valor on the attacker side, maybe defender side. First few rounds they are trying to bag in, and these rounds do help them closing towards the victory, closing towards the match point. Now 4 people stacked on side A and only 1 being far away, and let's see if this is going to be any helpful. And all the utilities set up, and player is also trying to reunite, but the first strike comes quick. Paradox is going very aggressive this time, getting strikes, and now the trades will come in from one tap God as well. Last player standing, how long will he be able to stand? It is going to be Pasha Sahil though. Controller trying to go 1v3. Is it going to be any easier? Though this duel is going to be off the aim.
And they just barrage him. Just bomb rush him straight up. 2-1. I love the aggressive stance that Paradox had this round. It was just pure confidence and relying on timing to be his friend. He found both the crucial kills there on towards the upper belt. Did what he needed to do. That bait and switch setup towards 410. They were more than ready for there to be a rush. They dealt with a rush by fighting fire with fire and fall back into a setup which folds doom upon Valor as they try to punish it. Of course, Valor were playing their bonus, right? So now they have the upgraded weaponry. Should be a different story.
Recon sent, no intel acquired, and now it is going to be smoke cloud. Entry is not going to be any easier, sure. Look at the stacking pattern on the defender side. They are trying to get 3:2, one tap God, taking down JN, and without JN, I find Team Valor being very, very vulnerable. And if they are able to win this round, it's going to be great as well, because VN is one of the key factors we have spotted. Be it any map, we are seeing JN doing a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy lifting.
I think they should anticipate aggression. He gets a second nonetheless. 2v4. Valor heading in towards the B side. One tap God should be able to secure the orb, so he should get very close to his ultimate. And there should be... there should be a frag from Bones House, assuming he had the element of surprise to some extent. As he swings, so does his life swing away from him. The wall prevents a lot of navigation to some extent. Gives a little bit of cover. Bullet. And he's able to play around with the cover, make it work. For some
30 seconds left.
reason, they're not able to make this pinch just work. The close range, finally the swing. One tap God. They know he's towards Snowman. He's gonna be a snowy, ice cold man at this point. No fear in his veins whatsoever. He finds that clutch. Cool. 2-2. That came so close to the wire that either side's gonna be suffering from let's say a dented economy. So it's making a lot of sense now to see if Valor forces and tries to reset this as early as they can, because JN has the blades up. Possible for them to do this.
Yeah, it is not impossible. It is very closely. It can be done very closely. And talking about JN once again, I want to see Team Valor winning a round without JN. And if JN is taken down, it is going to be immediate victory on the other side. Paradox going in through the tubes will be able to take down one. And Bladestorm versus Vandal. It is going to be a tough battle to pick into. But Paradox looks a little steady, ready. But it is going to be Pasha taking down Bones with the Sheriff and Bullet taking down Paradox, reducing it to 3 players alive on the defender's side.
Yeah, that push from Master, it was very crucial for it to yield success, right? It gave them an opportunity, then it would have been a 3v3. They had position towards Snowman. Now they have none of that. Well, Valor don't have a revive now. Numbers surely can be played by True Rivers. Time is not that far ticked, so if they wanted to get back on the spike, I hope they anticipate the front play that Valor are making, committing the rotation all the way to mid, anticipating this kind of a commitment, especially because of the spike being in that location. Yeah, it should be there from the get-go. Yeah.
Player standing.
F. I saw that formulating a mile away, but sadly, True Rippers can't. And that's costed them 3-2. A very, very nice way to play the post plan towards the B site. Of course, everybody does go down, so again, Tanya, I'm going to repeat this. A force is very viable.
Force is sure viable, and I would appreciate the spot where the spike was planted. It was not easy to go there, try to go ahead, defuse, and even while we did spot a player going ahead, defusing, recon dart was used, and the positioning was revealed, and he was taken down. And then ultimately, it was time of the essence, as you always say, and there was no time left. 1 point of a lead coming in for Team Valor, and how long or how major will this lead go? Round sent, but Paradox is going extremely aggressive with the Bladestorm, and Bullet will take down all the aggression and put him to the cooldown.
I thought he'd commit that updraft tailwind, not to be the case though. Buster is going to find the opening frag on Bones towards the B side. Bullet. This is Sage. Surprisingly finds that entry. It's a nice commitment towards the A side. Less guns for True Rippers to work with. Not that much of a taxing loss for them. A loss nonetheless.
Player standing.
Quickie headshot. That's all he found. Folks finds the double in return. Look at this though, Tanya. On the side of Team Valor, they have 4 ultimates ready. They have the Viper Split, they have the Hunter's Fury, they have the Empress. Ultimates help them zone out any kind of retake, you know. Empress helps you fight, the Viper Split helps you survive and hold position within the side, the Hunter's Fury helps you play retake. They have a very nice trump card in their back pocket. True Rippers. They have a trump card themselves, but they're surely going to be having this in the back of their mind.
They can have anything on the back of their mind, but what actually matters is right in front of them, what do they hold on to? And as you mentioned, they do have Viper Spit ready, and it is activated, sure. Now, Site A is not going to be a place where they are going to push it in and go ahead, plant a spike. Well, still, there are 3 players still holding on to Site A. And other 3 players have already made a move. Now, that is something great happening. Realizing Site A is no more going to be any helpful. Player by player, right, they are trying to take a move. And look at positioning of Bones. Immediately, the position was located. Buster took down Bones. And now it is going to be 4 versus 5. Still on the A side, we can see Viper Spit activated. So is Empress.
But the B split though is in full effect, and they find the spike. Alright, Bullet. That was unfortunate that he had to go down in that situation. Empress, dismiss, helps him get back in safety and with security. The Viper Spit committed. Pasha Sal gonna peek the ulterior angle, and the trade's instantaneous. 1v2. Hoax. Been a brilliant initiator so far for his team. He needs to initiate what's gonna be a nice 1v2. Now, one tap god finds the timing peak. A lot of important peak coming from either side. This relied more on gun deals than utility. Valor, I love the approach that they were going for there. The mid to B split was in a very, very nice pace. Those crucial pickoffs though is what changed the entire name of the game. And Valor now getting uncomfortably close to being equalized.
And I would also appreciate the way ultimate coming in from one tap god was used, because if not that, it would have been very, very difficult to even give that rotation, to even waste out every single second is counted, sure. And One tap god going for the Viper wall. Let's see what is coming in next because Bullet trying to go ahead and they are sure this time. They want to commit to site A and Hunter's Fury is being used. Are we going to see any frags coming in through the Viper's wall? Damage was not delivered and Buster will be able to take down one, but then Bullet immediately getting the resurrection ready. Pasha Sahil again resurrected, and let's see if it is going to affect 4 versus 4 gameplay.
Well, there is less of an opportunity for them now to take cover on the defense. That could be your bread and butter. This hit towards A is not in fruition just yet. They're holding towards 410. Recon gives them a little bit of intel what they're walking into, and the recon the other way as well. At least denied. They spot Bullet. They know what jig is. JN gonna be timing Pete again. Damn, that hurts. Utilities pushing back Valor for now, and they've still not taken a name to leave the side as of yet. On the back of not being able to translate that peek into a frag, they're like, yeet, they're gonna call it a day and they're gonna rotate out. Crosshair, he's holding the smoke. He's not been able to find the timing with the tap, but he should be able to find information towards B main that confirms the rotation. This is all down to Crosshair and his ability to hold.
And with only 15 seconds remaining, is it going to be an opportunity where the spike will be planted? Wall used. Spike will be planted, sure, within just 10 seconds of timing. But Crosshair will take down one player and reload. Kills the fun for him, and it is going to be a round going into the favor of Team True Rippers, which will equalize the score. Fair, square, 4-4.
Fair and square. Yeah, this is dead even as it gets. Both teams relying on those mid-game calls to win them rounds. The mid-game picks that you take. In that situation, I assume the Crosshair is gonna go for the dismiss because he knew how unsafe that situation was. But yeah, it was hard. It was a very, very tough situation for him to fight back from. Managed to make it work though. That spam through the wall in the nick of time. 10 kills. 8 kills. At this point, kills don't matter. It's a situation that they're being put in. And True Rippers looking to pick up the pace towards B main.
B main, it is Crosshair getting the first pick and taking down the man with the being the spike carrier. JN taking down Crosshair for the trade. Paradox has got a very good positioning here. Shall be able to take at least 2 kills. Show 1 taken down. Is he going to go for 1 more? JN will deny that.
Yeah, they should be able to retrieve a couple of guns here, Valor. That's enough time for Master to sneak by towards yellow and maybe get the timing peak onto JN yet again. It's been the case so far. Oh, timing. He spots Bullet's head. That's all he needed to know. Has the drone, should be able to get more info before he commits to a peak. So safety's first, at least in the mind of Master.
Talking about Mind of Masters, where we have spotted some strong clutches coming in. Right now, we don't have him, so now it is all up to Pasha Sahil. Turning it to a 1v2, and Tour de Force is going to do everything that is required, and Team True Ripper will take the lead, and this is their patent now, I feel. On the defender side, they do tend to take lead no matter what it is, and talking about their lineup, they do have double duelists, so entry should not be the cause of concern. So let's see how the picks are going to be. Talking about the commitment right now, 3 players already trying to make a move towards A side. Let's see how they are willing to play. And now talking about weaponaries, Paradox being a jet and having an operator, I think it is everything that is required for Team True Rippers.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Bullet's plan will be in the second half, because right now he needs to try and make a little more juice out of that barrier orb in this hold. Their hold towards side could be amplified by denying an area of entry, which is exactly what the barrier orb is for. The push, JN finding his way through Fridge. Bones almost taken down there, but played off his aggro's one-tap god, who manages to find some kind of success in towards 410. All the way down under rafters. This is a fight very well understood by Buster, and he's willing to take it on his turf and on his terms. Gets the heal back up. Perfect time for Bones to drop undetected and find that kill. Has Paradox to the upper rafters on his aid. Of course, Buster trying to play the timing here, and that's a double that he's managed to get on the back of Bones' low HP. But the whiff. Paradox needs to be as proficient with the blades as he is with the operator. Gives the equalizer to Team Valor, and this is a half that's again looking to go tooth for nail.
Again, tooth for nail, neck to neck, and this is exactly how Icebox usually is. And I'm glad to see this sort of very close matches. That is how we feel even more intense, and so does the viewers. But talking about players, it is going to be nail biting moment. Paradox, just imagine comparing two rounds. Paradox has had everything that was required to at least get early picks, and unfortunately, not being able to survive for longer and losing the round, equalizing it again to 5-5. Bones will be able to take down Jane. Resurrection immediately comes into action here. Now this is something interesting.
It's been a while since we've seen it. It is in full effect though, and the man advantage quickly nullified. Buster finds himself cross-sec, gets that diff, knows what's ahead of him. The flash gives him all the information he needs. He's going to rely on the information from the Owl drone to facilitate that first peek into his sight. Barrier orb, gonna aid Bullet's ambitions to plant. The man disadvantage on the retake. True Rippers, shorter on weaponry, shorter on manpower. Now they need to just wield some magic and find a little bit of luck.
Luck. Well, I think it is all about skills with 2 3s to 5 remaining. No more luck is going to function any well here. Pasha holding a good angle here, but holding on to this angle, what is he going to render? Talking about Buster, well, Lear is in his hand, and I don't know when is he willing to use it. Used already, no result seen, but on the course, JN will be able to take down 2, and Resurrection worked wonders. Just timely ultimate used coming in. So it was great to see. Bullet putting a good resurrection, and also the round going into their hand. Is it going to be 6-6 though, or a 2-point lead? Just give a random guess, OG.
I think a 2-point, and like you said, that revival coming in the nick of time, they didn't want to take any risks there. Even though it was an thrifty attempt coming in from True Rippers, Valor, they have seen in the past how that folds, and that doesn't fold pretty good on them. So they're like, you know what? We have this PC utility, let's use it, let's get the numbers back in our side. Good choice made by them. Of course, this is what we have been waiting for from True Rippers, right? The buy. Ooh, the def. Sit down, JN. Sit down. Another one. They just don't stop. Taking fights left, right, center. What, bro? Hoax.
Last player
You did
standing.
not need to tank all that damage. They didn't. What? Hello, sir? There we go. A round of confusion. That's how I can claim this, but it's a round that ended the first half 6-6 as we go dead even. The second half pistol starts to get all the more important.
It is going to be all the way more important, and what was more important is I like the way how Paradox was playing along with realizing with only one man being alive on the opponent side, just trying to go near to the ropes, to the nest, and getting the final frag into his pockets, being the highest fragger as a duelist on both the sides. Now it is map of Icebox where we are witnessing this, because in Fracture it was Chamber both the way and it was Sentinel Shore. Now on the defender side, Team True Rippers have not been able to create a lead. Would you think it is enough for Team True Rippers that they have been a little slow compared to what they were into the first map? Is it going to be enough to win this 2-1?
Let's not go there. It's a guessing game at this point, and I think both these teams have proven how dead even they are. They're both equally warmed up as well, Tanya. This is the last leg of their journey in the best of 3. The rush towards B. True Rippers. Utility disposed for them to get the safe plant, and they've taken the aggressive route. They want to fight Snowman. The recon is equipped for the same. This is going to be True Rippers trying to fight on 2 fronts and trying to have the back lines where Valor would be trying to be rotating. That's through the kitchen cross there. Surprised he went for the Devour there. I assumed he's going to go for the dismiss. Pasha Sahil, he finally spots Paradox, but not when it's a little too late. Enough for Paradox to take him out of the equation. JN keeps it even. The barrier orb, those are what's equipped them to play for the retake as they're trying to spam their way through. It's very hard on the pistol to find any successes whatsoever. It allows them to get close to the half tap, and that's all that they needed as Buster and JN are in close vicinity to do all the heavy lifting. Valor take home the pistol and the lead.
And it is Jane, pistol round with 4 frags. We have spotted this over and over time into the entire day. A good play coming in from JN particularly being a jet, taking the responsibility, doing all the heavy lifting, and a lots of team support and lots of utilities, being very supportive towards his play as well. Commitment towards side Acer, and talking about one tap god is trying to go ahead, lurk through the mid. It is not going to be any safe. But it is what it is. You have to go for something unique happening in. Tap God goes back foot, and it is going to be Bones trying to risk himself through the mid.
Nice shot. In a round like this, the Marshal does 101 damage to the body. So that's all you need when you don't have armor on the other side. So again, gonna farm up his
Spike
Blade
down
Storm
A.
real quick. Buster taking the aggressive stance as well. They just want to get done with this round.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, nice try. One tap god. Nice try. 86 nonetheless. A flawless round, Tanya. This is going to give the chance for True Rippers to fight back with superior weaponry, as we do expect Valor to play the bonus.
Yeah, they are definitely going to go ahead with the bonus. And talking about Team True Rippers, they are going full buy. And this is the round where they have to make sure they win this round at any cost. If not, again, there'll be a loss due to the pistol round or maybe a semi-buy round with some SMGs with few players. And that, again, is going to be on the lesser side. Talking about the push coming in from True Rippers, once again sending the dart, trying to recon the information. Blade Storm coming in from JN, and it is not aggressive this time. With the Blade Storm as well, JN is trying to go a little slow.
I know a little slow that is, but not slow with this aim. That's how precise he will be when he does land that crucial shot. The dismiss away to safety. JN holds the off angle through nest, and that's an off angle that's real hard to check on the attack. Dashes away, and that's kind of given a little bit of room for Paradox to sneak through with the cloudburst of his own. Still a 1 versus 2 that's required for Crosshair to go big. What's his play? Oh, they line up for him! Absolute worst game situation.
Not watching the main side and not expecting the entry coming in from the angle where immediately Crosshair just goes, gets himself a double and also the round. And this was much important round. Though they lost almost all the players again, they're not going to have all the weaponaries required, but at least they got a round into their favor. We can expect few mix of ARs and SMGs being used.
Yeah, it's a force. It's a ditch attempt for True Rippers to win this round as well. They didn't win the last one cleanly, which has costed them. Paradox had the option to dash away to safety, but he wanted to take the fight, knowing that he was greatly committed to that angle, and Valor making good use of what seems like a desperate play from True Rippers. They're forcing the Sage out, and Master holds the angle tight. Punish the advantage, but not quick enough. And Buster, he's looking to fold on the advantage that his team has just got.
Pasha will be able to take down Crosshair. The man to clutch in previous round is already taken down, and now it is Tap God who is also down by JN, and it is going to be Master who has got a very good positioning, but positioning is not going to matter. Buster will be vandling him out of the battle. With that, it is going to be a 2 points of lead coming in from Team Valor. Now OGV, where I personally feel Team True Ripper could have done a little extra when they were on the attacking side, but on the defender side, I mean it on the reverse side, though they have been very good consistently on the defender side. They could have done a little extra better there on the map of Icebox, but that is not happening. And on the attacker side, they are trying to go split, going with some new strategies. I would say not much required. 2 players going through the mid, losing early on, and JN and Paradox. Again, the early pick between the Jets.
We assumed this would be a game where True Rippers have a nice advantage walking in, bro. But now it seems like True Rippers allowing the map to be slipped away. A second earlier and Bones might have had rotation avenues and possibilities opened up. Not the case. That wall deters him from anywhere else, and Pachasahil knows what play lies ahead of him. And that was a nice sitter of a frag, but sometimes you do see your favorite Jets miss those. Reveal should bolster the confidence of Buster, and an easy cleanup. Losing only the Sage in that process. Double digits. 3 rounds for Team Valor to win this best of 3, or it's going to be 3 rounds for True Rippers to even equalize this. That's even if they come close to a dub.
It is a very difficult, and Pasha fanning himself, relaxing himself. Though he is doing a very good work for his team, a good placement for walls, venom, and let's see how the ultimates will be used on the defender's side, because we did spot on the other side where one tap got a good control on site A. Once again, it is going to be A push. It is going to be fourth consecutive round where the team is trying to go A, never want to enter side B, and losing all the rounds. This time Crosshair going for double rail, double layer, and trying to get the entry. JN has got a good angle as well. Is it going to be the first pick again? Yes, it is going to be.
A crucial first pick. Now the post plan, the man disadvantage for True Rippers, and they might need to play this one aggressive just due to that man deficit. Buster opening up the Empress. He needs to be a darn queen. He's not able to find that crucial frag though, and JN with a phenomenal flick as they try to aggress through the Viper screen together. Crosshair with the Empress of his own comes up big with one, but he's not able to dismiss for long enough. JN finding so much traction with this operator. A triple kill on the retake already as he fights for that man advantage. Let's go. Team Valor. Guns blazing across the field. 11-7. They make the dream a reality.
Look at the faces of Team Valor, looking confident enough. Particularly JN is having a good conversation with his teammate, and on the other side, when you have a look at Team True Rippers, they look a little burdened, a little stressed, and still they do have room of opportunity, a chance, because it is not an unachievable match point for both the ends, and particularly for the team like True Rippers. They have shown several comeback stories written. They still can do it, but will they do it is the question. Tour de force activated.
Gonna find a little bit of success towards A, and JN just a second off. Buster, he knows that he can't recommit to that angle, and the Lear at such far distance does not blind. He needs to be wary of how he treads back to safety. Man disadvantage for Team Valor. Seen them fight from bigger odds before. Pasha Sahil to start the tale of good times. Ooh, Buster's position given away. Paradox knows how to keep this angle and where to do it. Beautiful heads up play. The Viper's screen going down, and Paradox a step ahead every single time of asking. The communication seems to be on point. True Rippers finally employing distance of a round, and it's all been on the back of this early pick. It's put a lot of pressure on the side of Team Valor. Sure, Pasha Sahil delivered earlier. Paradox played that one perfectly though.
Perfection is the key, and that is exactly what you have to do. And I think it was a perfection of Tour de Force where they were able to take down JN, and without JN, I do mention it repeatedly that the Team Valor does look a little vulnerable, though not underrated, sure, but a little vulnerable. Now the score is 8-11. Finally, a round going into the favor of Team True Ripper. Again, the commitment is a little extra towards side A. On the attacker's side, side B is very, very difficult to capture, let alone capture. Even if you get a good control, planting the spike and getting a good hold there is turning even more difficult. One tap got once again spotted into the mid, going for the smoke, and Viper's ult is also activated, and now the side A is long gone. Let's see if Team True Ripper is going to go through the mid towards B, because that is exactly where they have to go. And on the course, one tap God will be taking down Bullet, gaining themselves a man advantage.
They want to fight tooth for nail yet again. It's gonna come down to the wire. True Rippers are not gonna bow out without fight. This 3-round lead that Team Valor have is not much of a safety net, Tanya, and they can't think of it as such. Right now, the man advantage hasn't translated into any overwhelming aggression just as of yet. They're plate split. They're looking for aggression themselves here. True Rippers, which they haven't found much. Oh God, that was so sad. Bones paying the price for the wall not being high enough. Small changes made to the map shows how much of a difference it could make. And True Rippers, they've taken the advantage towards the A side. Oh, Paradox, perfect timing on the peek through screens as he catches Buster napping with that recon dart. Nice shot, pokes. Treating Paradox like he's a sitting duck. Okay, now that's a lineup that he hopes that our observers didn't get a heads up on. Yeah, our observers are that good, bro.
And the spike is planted, and JN trying to go entry and will be able to take down immediately Crosshair. Going for the second, and the teammate is diffusing. Second got already. It is going to be one tap got, last man remaining. 1 versus 1, and it is going to be a diffusal. Half lift already done. Giving some random shots, but very low in HP. What can JN do here? Well, he will be able to take down the fort with the shorty, but will it be a
Holy
It is! It is a super clip. The clutch coming in from JN. Valor, JN, a destructive, I would say, double destruction. It was amazing to watch, treat to eyes, and I was not expecting that he will be able to defuse on time. Shorty was much more required. It was amazing round.
Just a slither of a second that was left. The margin for error. You need a microscope to see that. And True Rippers giving away such an unfortunate round at such a crucial stage of their journey in securing this game. 4 rounds to make overtime count for it, and they make good on round number 1 on their way back. Buster though, beautiful pick. He's out in the open, and Paradox quickly deals with him. Hopes, he's been the man to look out for, and he's the man who's made the impact yet again. Bullet finds the off angle through side box. This could be the dub. A 1 versus 2, the revive still up on Bullet. Master navigating his way through the other side of the nest, and he waltz off his home. 1 versus 1. Patience is key. Master finds the clutch for his team. True Rippers not out of it just yet.
It is a revenge sort. We did spot Hawks doing the same. 1 versus 2 on site A, and this time again we are seeing Master doing the same. 1 versus 2 on the attacker's side. Both the SOAs went for one such clutch. I'm talking about, still it is 12 points and 3 ultimates ready. Match point for Team Valor, and Team True Rippers have got Bladestorm and Viper's Pit ready. I would really want to see Team True Rippers going B side. I haven't seen into entire day on the map of Icebox, and now this is the right time to shock the opponents.
Well, Pasha Sahil's been a very, very reliable piece of this puzzle. So it's going to be hard, and Hopes pulling off that Hunter's Fury diffs Master. The very, very cringy position that's held with the judge by Pasha Sahil. Ooh. It's going to be hard for them to check it if they do commit, which luckily they don't. They want to go back towards mid and take the fight as it comes. How do you know that the fights are over there? And VL, yeah, they can't afford this. They need to end this while they can. True Rippers trying to rip apart this ace side. Information is taken. Hoax not taking a shot. He has the element of surprise here, and he could put that to use. Ooh. Yeah, that hurts. That stings. 10 to 12 though, 2 rounds. That's what True Rippers need, Tanya. Are you digging the comeback? Because it looks to be a dream from where I'm sitting.
It does look possible, it does look doable, it is not difficult, but I don't know why Hawks waited for so long giving for the shot, and if at all he was able to take down Buster at that, if at all he was able to take down Crosshair at that point of time, would have been a different case of scenario, but that is not happening. We are still on the match point for Team Valor, and is it going to be to take down Team True Rippers so easily? Pasha still on the same positioning on side B, using the smoke cloud and also the venom. And look at JN. It is very risky to peek on this angle. Now, after so many rounds coming in, everybody knows it is going to be JN versus Paradox happening every single time.
It just continues to be the heated derby of the Jets. Buster, he's been a demon towards the mid region. Flash and the recommitment. If you would have only taken that committed peek without that flash. But again, that's with the hindsight and information that we have. JN. Patience is what he used to pull the trigger there. And this has left the rest of True Rippers truly in dismay. Man disadvantage. If they find the opening on Bullet, that could be their way into the side. And they do. Bullet crucially was the member with the revive, so numbers can't be turned on the table here. Valor looking for finishing this one right here, right now, and Pasha Sahil making a good case for them to do so. Does a lot of damage on a Master. Puts a lot of the heavy lifting now on a one-tap god.
30 seconds left.
He's been one of the standout players that True Rippers have to offer. Oh my god!
Defenders win.
Pulverize the deck. Pulverize to a win. Team Valor managed to do the undoable.
Hawks with the short shock dart not only won the match but also they won the day into their name. 2 is to 1, and I now understand two risky picks of the map. Maybe Icebox, maybe Fracture. Valor going for the map of Fracture was the element of surprise and a shock alongside, but it was a treat to eyes to watch, particularly this final shock dart coming in, taking down two players through the Viper's pit and winning the day into their favor. Congratulations, Team Valor. A lot of tough work, a lot of hard work, a lot of effort spotted in every single rotations, turns, flank, and especially on the attacking side, they have been very, very strong.
Let's quickly head to the highlights, Tanya, because Icebox, I was expecting this to be a closer affair. Not the case. True Rippers, especially in the second half, they look like a shell of themselves. They never really look like the same dominant True Rippers that we've come to expect from that best of three, at least the first two maps.
First two maps, well, talking about the first two maps, they were entirely different from what exactly we did spot into the map of Icebox, the deciding map. And True Rippers committing to side A every single time. Though, well, when they were on the attacker side, talking about Team Valor, they were able to get a score lead of 2 points, but they also were put to a spot where they were taken down and the scores were being equalized after every single round, getting 1 point of lead, but then they were taken down. And on the defender side, when Team True Rippers started the day, they had to make sure they crossed the barrier of at least 7 points, 8 points. If they would have done it, it would have been a little closer battle, like maybe it would have been an overtime as well.
Yeah, but in so many of these rounds, especially gun rounds, it went down to 2v2s, 1v1s, and in those situations, it's more or less circumstance that plays the tail, right? It could have been a very different scoreline, like we keep alluding to before. Not the case this time. Whew, True Rippers. Taking this L, it's going to be a little hard to swallow, but it's a much needed W for a team like Valor, right? We've always known that this team has a lot of potential. Its players very, very well recognized in the Indian FPS scene for quite a while. They're finding success here, sure, but I hope that this is success that they keep finding, because success in one best of three not gonna be that relevant, especially in a tournament like Gauntlet, a tournament that happens so often. Consistency is gonna be the name of your game right now.
Consistency is going to be the name of game. Yeah, sure, you can have a good day, but you need to make sure you have those repetitive good days. And I really would want to see about Team Valor. They were spotted into the bottom half of the leaderboard, 6 or 7 to be precise, and they were able to win this against Team True Rippers. They were spotted in top 3. Let's see how the scoreboard is going to be a little different a little later, but before that, we are going to see 13-10. Finally, something unique happening, comparing to 13-9 in both previous matches. JN being the MVP, and on the other side, Paradox. So finally, what is this case of scenario when there is Chamber? Both the MVPs are Chamber. This time it is Jet, JN, and Paradox. They both are the
Yeah.
duelists, doing very good.
Look at the amount of kills on JN though.
Mhm.
30 kills. Whew. That's like a highlight clip worthy match.
Mhm.
Something that he's gonna certainly remember. A game where he was, I think, one of the most integral pieces to why Team Valor took this best of three. Not only in Icebox, but throughout this entire journey. It's been a long journey. It's been a strenuous journey. True Rippers, for a good majority of it, seem like they have control. Hell, even entering Icebox, I assume that True Rippers might have this one in the bag. And even entering the second half, I'm like, we've seen impossible things before. Let's give them that one benefit of the doubt. Luckily, Team Valor, they were able to understand from their mistakes in map 1, win out map 2, and prevent that mistake in map 3. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's exactly what they've done, and that's exactly how you win.
That is exactly how you win. It was not so flawless journey, but ultimately it was the hard work that they put in from both the sides. Though there was no case of scenario where we did spot that unnecessary movements were spotted. And talking about the map selection, picked by True Rippers, won by True Rippers, picked by Valor, won by Valor, and finally coming into the decider map of Icebox, it was True Rippers starting on the defender side, and unfortunately they couldn't cope up with the speed on the attacking side and losing against Team Valor with the score of 10 and 13 on the other side. A good play, and now we are heading for the group standings. About let's see what are the fluctuations on overall Group A side.
Yeah, it's been a pretty eventful day so far. True Rippers. We mentioned the fact that this victory could help them solidify their position at position 3. They took one map, they got 1 point. That's all they're gonna get. That's about it for them. On the side of Team Valor, they've gotten a small upshift and they're putting themselves in clawing distance to both Optimistic Esports and True Rippers in the leaderboard now. This is a very good position that Team Valor puts itself in. It's essentially putting itself in the most contiguous position in the midfield for Group A. It allows them to contend towards the front. It allows them to be somewhat safe, but again, not very safe, right? FSC Sports, not that far behind in terms of points, and Only Friends not having that great of a season just yet. If Team Valor are able to maintain this kind of form, I'm going to be really interested to see how these individuals perform as players, because at the end of the day it's a team game, right? We've seen a lot of nice individual plays today, but the team game was there. We've seen a lot of setup plays, we've seen a lot of these gimmicky plays being put to use, and that's something that we love to see. That's something that we hope to see more of. Two Rippers without a doubt have delivered what I wanted, except for a win. That is, we got a really good game. Tanya, is there anything else that you were expecting that you feel did not deliver today?
No, it was just as asked for, except for the map of fracture, which was a plus. Usually, I don't get to see that. Indeed, we don't get to see that. So having fracture for the day was a plus plus. Especially on Women's Day, I got an element of surprise, and I had it great. To the viewers, a very happy Women's Day. I hope you enjoyed the day.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a great day, and huge shout out to our sponsors to make this possible. Again, if you're joining us late, this is the LG Ultragear presents TC Gauntlet Season 4 powered by Crucial. If you're in the market for getting a new processor, make sure you go ahead and check what Intel has to offer, as Intel delivers the best performance through the value that it offers. And do let us know about your story when you buy your processor through the hashtag Game with Intel. Apparel partner 656, so you always look fly while you're making those clips in game. You look like a damn Chad outside game as well. That's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been me and Tanya. Do come back at our 8 p.m. Matchup for today. We're going to have another banger for you. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, see you.